What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Arsenal versus Chelsea live watch along. I hope all of you guys are doing well. Really difficult to look at the table at the moment now. Sky Sports just showing where Arsenal and Chelsea is and adjacent to the league, third and fifth. Martin Odegaard leading the team out. Very key to note. This is the second game that Odegaard would be leading the team out as captain. So blessings to Martin Odegaard. More importantly, though, guys, blessings to all of you. I hope you guys are doing really well, man. And we're going to be up for today. The reason being is for you guys who caught the preview yesterday, we talked about that Arsenal still are not lost. They still have it in their hands. A draw today at Chelsea and winning out the entire season, we'll still see Arsenal finishing in fourth. Will they do that? Who knows? Maybe not, but we live in hope. We're Arsenal fans, so we've got to put our hands together and pray that they can achieve something that's still there, something they're still in charge of. Unless mathematically the league tells us, no, we can't finish fourth or fifth or sixth, then we have to still believe that it's possible. Gary's saying probably not. Good evening to you, Gary. I hope you're doing well, mate. Good evening, 18. 18 saying, evening, lads, evening. Be interesting to see who bails out of supporting the team and who turns up. Well, I'm here, mate. I always turn up. And he says, still think we will lose tonight, but it would be just like Arsenal to beat a tough team at this stage. Any given day, mate, any given day, anybody can turn it on. So the game's 2 minutes away from starting. So let's talk about team sheet, shall we, everybody? Let's have a look at the team sheet. Let's see what's going on here now. Let's get this all up. Right. So I hope you guys had a good Easter as well. I hope you took the weekend time to spend with family and just enjoy life and take a little bit of time away from football because, you know, last week was tough on us, man. Our fan base just went into the pan. So it was a tough weekend. Gary saying, always here, though, through thick and thin. Big respect to you, Gary. Cool K saying, Nketiah broke Shearer's under-21 record. I'm ready to watch El Nene dominate the midfield and Xhaka jogging around. And, of course, super. Okay. That's a nice little prediction. Gary says this game suits us more. Both guys have changed. Chelsea's changed their lineup. Arsenal now running a 3-4-3 formation. So, yeah, it's changed up quite a little bit. Facebook user who hasn't put his name down, it's probably Bobby. I'm just checking the forum now. It's Bobby. Bobby says 3-0 to Chelsea. I've gone 2-0 Chelsea. Bobby's eating chocolate to help the pain. It should be, mind you, yeah, I know. All age taken in consideration. I'm not on the rum yet, so I'm going with the healthy dose of water for today in case things go bad. Then I've got the rum and the whiskey behind me. But let's look at the team sheet, guys. It's going to be, let's see, it's going to be Ramsdale in goal, Ben White playing at the back right, Gabriel playing in the back left, Holding playing as the centre in the back three. Then we've got Tavares, left wing back, Xhaka, El Nene in the middle, and Saka as the white wing back. And then we've got Odegaard, Smith-Rowe on the flanks, and Nketiah in the middle as the sole striker. So it's a 3-4-3. Nay says, come on, you Gunners. Yeah, enough now, guys. Let me just make sure that I can hear. not much allowed than chocolate. Yeah, I hear you. It's a shame. Make sure the chocolate's got some rum in it. You know, make sure it's one of them Hotel Chocolat ones that have got a bit of liquor in there so that you can at least get a little bit of a sweet taste in case something goes wrong, man. Wishing you guys, sending you all the love, man, from 101. And let's see if we can pull it off, guys. Remember, we just need a draw. And then we can regroup and then win out the rest of the games. And then we can hope for a top 4 finish. Yeah? So it's kicked off now, guys. What's this? Lint is good. Yeah, Lint is what I pretty much have. There's two of them. There's the oh god, I can't remember what the other one's called. But yeah, Lint is the other one, and I'm big on that. G says ultra defensive tactics is on the menu without Martinelli to understand the plan, if there is any. Yeah, there's a plan. Obviously, El Nene in the middle gives them a little bit more defensive prowess, and they're going with a front three. So hopefully that would help provide Eddie with more of a service. So here we go, guys. The game's kicked off. I did want to talk about Chelsea, though. Chelsea, Lukaku starts for the first time in 2 months. Rudiger's out. Kovacic is out as well. Ankle problem. Also, Kante comes in, Loftus-Cheek comes in, and Sarr comes in as well. So quite a few changes for both teams. So let's see what happens here, man. And let me know how your Easters went. Did you spend it with the family? Was you chilled out? Did you manage to forget the Southampton game over the weekend? How did that work out for all of you lot? So yeah, as I said, guys, kick off. So interesting to see how both of the teams settle in to different formations. But we're underway. Arsenal, the team that get things started. You can see here now, Smith Rowe already battling it out on the right. Mendy's come out quite a long way to get the ball away from Arsenal's attacking front three. Really need to see something from Odegaard today, man. In fact, you need to see something from everybody. You need a team performance today. And we've got there, Smith Rowe's just won the ball back in the midfield. And now El Nene's given it away to Kante. Chelsea on the attack quickly. And Arsenal tried to get rid of it. No, it's fallen for Mason Mount. You could see El Nene there just trying to be tidy with the ball, but Chelsea are just pressing and are on the pounce. So that's why Kante was able to come in and intercept that. Gary's saying El Nene started well. Yeah. Nay had a good Easter. Yeah, she had a good Easter sharing with family. And my mum and my sister just came back from Gambia, so big love to you, man. Big love out there. Enough people looking at properties to move into Gambia for real. It's a free kick to Chelsea, guys. James is taking a free kick. It comes into Arsenal. Goalkeeper gets a tip on it, so that's going to go out for a corner. So, as I said, Chelsea have pressed really hard in the opening moments. And it's a corner. Yeah, it looks like Ramsdale just get a tip on it there. Remember, guys, Chelsea have not done too well at home. As I pointed out in the preview last night, they've only won 50% of their home games. It's flicked on. Come on, get rid, Arsenal! Oh! Well, Arsenal don't get rid of it. And Marcos Alonso comes in for the rebound. And it goes wide left. You can see here, they don't really deal with it. He has a shot, but he misses. He completely misses from 6 yards. Yeah, I thought it was blocked. But was it blocked? Yeah, it looks like it was blocked and it's another corner. Okay, so here we go. Another corner to Chelsea. Oh. It was headed off the line, that one. What on earth was Gabriel doing? Ramsdale. What on earth was Ramsdale doing? Okay, they deal with it really well. Oh my lord. I've got a couple of the guys who are in joining me now. Really eerie start there from Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale not dealt with both of those corners very well. Not dealt with them well at all. How are you guys getting on, man? How you doing?
Yeah, good. Not bad, man. What's going on, Pano? Yeah. What's going on, family? How you doing in the chat? What's going on, team?
Shaky start here. You can see a replay of it, and look, and Ramsdale in no man's land on that corner. It was headed off the line by Gabriel.
I'm 4:45.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same, Tom.
I'm 5:15 on my Xbox, and my Xbox is a bit delayed.
Okay.
But I'm 5:15.
Oh, Holding's playing.
Yeah, Holding's playing.
Who's he playing for? Hey, Dave.
What's going on, Dave? How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Dave?
Not much. Yeah, not bad. I thought I'd jump in, catch this with you guys.
Man, it's a shaky start from Aaron Ramsdale, man.
Our pain.
Gabriel cleared that one, Apollo. That was Gabriel, not Ramsdale.
Not Ramsdale, yeah.
No, I said it was Gabriel. Sorry.
Okay.
I might have made a mistake. Ramsdale was the man that made a meal of it. Completely woofed on it. That's a free kick there, El Nene in the middle.
It's good to see him back, El Nene, because we need a bit of just stability in that midfield.
Where are you guys at? What minute?
6 minutes 12. 6 minutes 15.
5:50.
Okay, I am ahead of you guys, but I won't say anything.
Yeah, if you're the direct link on Sky Sports, you will be.
Dave, you can smile if you want.
Sky Go app on the Xbox. Ball comes in here. Gabriel in the middle is saved by Mendy. Gabriel in the middle on the left. That's a strange one. Wow. Gabriel, what was he doing playing out there?
I think you've got a real opportunity here where we are playing Kante as the pivot, and you guys early doors have been pressing.
Is he playing single pivot?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, so because it's you guys are playing a 3-4-1-2.
It's a bit weird.
3-1-4-2.
Yeah. Leicester 1-0 up. Harvey Barnes.
Ooh.
You can't hear my commentary, can you? As well.
Yeah. No, I can't. I've turned mine down. You lot can't hear mine, can you? Chelsea on the attack, but Tavares snuffed that one out. Well done, mate. Needed that for confidence. Careful on the overlap. El Nene's there on the overlap. Well played, El Nene. GK says the system I wanted. I'm satisfied. Yeah, me too. When you're struggling like that, the manager has to come out and do everything he can possibly to get this to work. Against Southampton, he threw the kitchen sink. Every single attacking option was on the pitch, and none of it worked. So it's down to the manager to now change something, get a different setup, get something that the players might be comfortable with, and try something new.
Have you guys tried to match us up, like position for position?
I believe so. That's why there's the 4 in the midfield.
Yeah. And it looks like you're trying to. Like early doors, I like the pressing that you guys are doing on the back line. You can't afford to let us get into that rhythm. Like I said yesterday on the preview, exactly what I would have been doing. I think Nketiah is in there for energy, to be honest with you. It looks like.
And we also need, if Loftus-Cheek is playing in a mid, it's good to have El Neni there. He's got legs. He'll be able to move around there. Kante's got legs, so El Neni can, he can shift and cover good ground there. So that's what we do need in that midfield.
Apollo, is there a reason that Cedric's not playing? Without me looking it up.
He doesn't prefer him in as a wing back in this, so they've just gone with a back three. Yeah. And they've more unlike. I mean, here's your choice: attacking wing back is either Saka or Cedric. That's a non-question, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no choice there.
Have a look, lads.
You can see a very, very high intensity pressing though. G says Eddie's pressing hard, but they're talking about it's going to be an interesting matchup between James and Smith Rowe, both internationals. But it's been a very high-tempo start. The ball comes in here for Lukaku. Oh, he shoots and it's just wide. He had Ben White on him hard, man.
It wasn't really on his favoured foot, was it? Obviously, Lukaku's a lefty, but regardless,
is he really?
Those are the opportunities. Yeah, regardless.
Actually, it was Xhaka on him. It was Xhaka on him hard. Xhaka did just enough to put him off his shot.
Sloppy passing in midfield there for us. Lukaku was close.
I didn't realise he was a lefty. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's the midfield doesn't fill me with confidence in terms of retaining the ball.
If you have Lukaku against
it was Xhaka. Yeah,
Granit Xhaka, that's going to be a mismatch.
It is, but I think he was only covering on the overlap.
Yeah, but you know you can't let that happen. Because if you're running a back three, your left player of that three, one of them has to be responsible for that player.
Oh, lads, I've got to quickly go grab some food quick. 2 seconds.
No worries, bro.
No
worries,
problem, mate. The benefit there is Xhaka's got no pace and Lukaku doesn't have that much. As a striker, he's not known for his pace.
Yeah.
So
I just want to respond. I just want to respond to Cool K. He just says the team looks more balanced in this formation, Vincey. From what I'm seeing so far, yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of 3 at the back. I think it's a formation which Arteta, he's had the personnel who can play that and allow us that stability to use the ball out from defence, but have bodies in the midfield that would allow us a good attacking option and using pace. So it'll be interesting to see how this game develops, to see if we can really create some good chances with 3 at the back. I remember Tom Ashton was saying not many teams play 3 at the back, but it's not about that. It's about using the formation to your...
Lads, you're going to want to watch your screen. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. So
it's a mistake by James. Nketiah comes in. It's just him and the goalkeeper. Eddie! That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's for all of you guys who said Nketiah can't play.
I reckon Apollo's dreaming because he hasn't come on my screen yet. So I reckon he's just dreaming.
It's there. I've just
his
seen
persistence, his energy. I talk about it every single week. Unbelievable. Well done. Look at this. The ball comes out by Tavares. Eddie really is 3 against 1.
Alonso.
Eddie just chases down a lost cause.
Christensen.
Christensen.
Excellent.
I tell you what.
It's a bad mistake.
How he's going to Barca, I mean, he can... It's not the first time he's been...
Guys, great finish. Eddie running down a lost cause.
Good
That's
pace
what it'll do for you. Energy levels. That's all about energy levels, guys.
It's a terrible knockback by Christensen. It really is. But Eddie's got work to do, and he does it.
Nice finish. Nice finish. Congratulations, Apollo. How's it feel?
Yeah.
How
does it feel to have a client scoring a goal?
And can I just say,
honestly, it doesn't. I don't feel anyway because he did this when he was starting for us. He won games when he started.
Lacazette doesn't score that goal.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't.
He
hasn't got the energy for it to run down, mate.
I'm pleased for Eddie.
Yeah,
I'm pleased for him. It's a goal that I'd be happy if that was my client. I'd be happy, man.
I told you that was my. What did I tell you in terms of keys to victory against us?
You said it.
Early. I said put pressure on early doors. Make sure that you're pressuring our back line. Don't let us get into a rhythm. Don't let us play. Because it's so easy to kind of go, like obviously I know, Apollo, you were saying you'll take a point, but it's so easy to go, we'll sit back and try and hit them on the counter. You need somebody up there to work our defence, and you've got a massive opportunity with the midfield and the defenders that we've got. The way Silva's so composed at the back for us normally, no Rudiger either. It's a shaky back line, in all fairness. This is probably If you're looking at opportunities to beat Chelsea with that defence and with that midfield there,
that's
you're in a real shout. Yeah.
Can I ask a good question? A question right now based on the formation change that we've had. Do you think we would have scored that goal if we were playing a 4 at the back?
I think that's more about the energy and the forcing of the mistake. To be fair, I think that's more Nketiah
Yeah,
Putting
I mean
pressure on Christensen.
that goal could come with any formation. I think the key is, you've got a lively striker who's ready to play on the back man. I pretty much guarantee if Lacazette is playing, he's not as advanced in the play, because he's looking to say, I'm going to join up with the midfield, and therefore I'm not giving my team that same outlet ball.
So that assist, would you say that assist came from one of our defenders?
Not at all.
It
There's
looked
no
like it
assist
was
in there at all.
Tavares, but it
assist.
wouldn't be.
But it was a good
mistake,
ball. That's what I'm saying. We don't normally see those
Yeah,
type
but
of balls.
it's not an assist.
out.
It's a ball out from Tavares, but he gets nowhere near an assist because the ball doesn't go to the man for one. And I mean, obviously, it's all the work of Eddie. Basically, the mistake is Christensen.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Tony, is that we don't normally see balls like that from our centre backs or our left backs, and that's the thing. That having a formation change.
I mean, you say that where
difference.
that ball normally comes, Tone, is I think normally the
So
ball
Chelsea on the attack.
defense,
The ball comes into Lukaku, gets played in it. They don't deal with it very well.
Oh dear.
So what happens normally, Tony, is that ball would normally come from Thomas Partey. So the ball has to come slower. It's not direct from the defense. It's normally coming from.
Oh, what is Ramsdale doing? That's the second time he's done that. Chelsea just scored. Ramsdale's just in no man. Ramsdale's wrong-footed again. It looked like he scuffled the shot.
It's hot. It's difficult, man. I don't well to hold my tongue there, lads.
Ramsdale let a goal like that in a month ago.
Oh, mate.
But it's.
I saw the score come up in the chat, so I knew it was coming.
That just looks like a weak shot.
It was, but Ramsdale, it was against Crystal Palace. He had a shot
got
like
two
that.
guys in front of him. He saw it late.
Yeah.
Good on Timo.
Deflected
He's
by
in good
Xhaka.
form right now.
Yeah, it looks like he saw it late.
Mate, he's a guy that puts in work rate. He does everything you want from a player, just hasn't scored the goals. And I think the more that we've been thinking of him as this striker that played at obviously Leipzig, it's just not happened for him. But you let him be a bit free, he can do some damage.
Yeah,
well, Arsenal didn't hold that lead for long, did they?
You can't blame Ramsdale for that. The ball comes in, defender moves out the way. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to blame anyone, I think it's. I gotta say, El Neni doesn't see Hudson-Odoi, not Hudson-Odoi, Loftus-Cheek coming in, and he gets robbed before he gets the ball. You've got to be moving to the ball. You've got to be alert to that.
But you know what? I'd give credit to Loftus-Cheek in that position because he, you know, what I mean, we were in control of the ball and nice passing.
Gary said that Xhaka had to face up to the ball instead of cringing on the block, on the deflection. Oh, anybody agree with that?
It's a
tough,
technique you use when blocking the ball. He goes down sideways.
You know, if he goes in and puts a challenge and gives away a free kick there, you'll be turning around and saying something else different. So,
well, it's a goal, so we can't say anything worse than that. Arsenal just looking a tad little bit shaky again, trying to play the ball out of the back and then giving it away right back to Chelsea.
That energy's gone, isn't it? It looks like getting that goal early could potentially shoot you in the foot a little bit because it looks like you've kind of gone. We've tried to protect it, and with the momentum we've got now, it's
Bobby says going 1-0 up, papered over the cracks of this game. We've given mate. I'm surprised we scored. That was our. You know, we only had one goal in the last 5 games before that, which was a 40-yard deflection by Odegaard. So, like I said, this game, I'd love this game to be a draw right now where it is. Yeah. You have to remember with the review me and Dave did last night, I did say Chelsea's home record was only 50% wins. They're not playing well at home. They got beaten 4-1 in the last game by Brentford. at home, so not including the Real Madrid result. Gary says he was facing away from the ball. Look at where the ball is coming from and block it accordingly. Yeah.
I think in regards to the goal, and our problem in scoring, we haven't had really good quality chances. So you look at the finish by Eddie; it's a nice finish. It was a good opportunity, and he put it away. So that's what we need. If we get those opportunities, we've got to take it. So, fair play to him.
I don't know if you've just seen that passage of play where the ball breaks down the left and Ramsdale has to come out of the box. But
yeah, I saw it.
The free player on the left-hand side is criminal. How he gets all that time to pass that ball. It's just criminal.
Oh, they're looking at something here, lads.
That Lukaku challenge.
No, Mount.
Oh, yeah. He catches
Tavares
late. He catches Tavares late, and I don't know whether it's high studs. That's gone to VAR, yeah?
Nah, just to save you, it's they've just played on now, so they must have had a quick look at it. But it looked.
I'm just looking at the replay.
I don't think it's a red at all, but it's
it's not a red.
It's just
Tavares
late.
is okay. He's not made a meal of it. It's obviously a foul, but he hasn't made a meal of it.
G says Ramsdale's been dodgy for a while. Thoughts? Yeah, he has. He hasn't. But then look, let's not let's not talk about one player. If you go back to the last four or so games, they've all been bad. Every single one of them. You can talk about Ramsdale. You can talk about everybody in the team. Yeah. So it's not even worth trying to single out a player in this current run of bad form because they've all been terrible. I'm not including the subs. Some of the subs have come on and played well and made an impact. But
now we got a team.
My word. That man Saka. I'm not.
I said this game would end 2-2.
I hope so. Well, I just hope Arsenal keep on. Saka. We need something out of our players this today. We need something out of our players. Odegaard picks up the ball, gives it to Saka on the right. Saka's not got much in front of him in terms of support, but he's got 3 blue shirts in front of him. Oh, he takes on Alonso, goes past him, forwards it to Nketiah. Oh, Eddie just goes wide right. Looks like it deflected or he didn't hit it properly.
It looks like a scuff.
It looks like he scuffed it as well.
But that man Saka's. If you can get him one-on-one with Alonso, he can beat him all day long. But that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, he puts it right through nutmegs. He puts it right through his legs. Nketiah sort of looks like he doesn't catch it. It just looks like he doesn't catch it right.
I think that's the thing. Also, we got Sarr there to help out and really take that match up.
Bro, I'm just happy we've got a striker who's actually shooting at goal. I'm just happy we've got somebody up there who's actually a goal threat. It's just nice to have somebody who's a goal threat who wants to shoot. We've got Saka on the right again. This one he curls. It comes into Eddie, and Tavares gets a boot on it, but I think Tavares was offside.
So far for me, it's encouraging seeing the fluidity of our football in this formation. This is something I've been craving for, and it's showing that, credit to Arteta to make these changes because it's needed.
Vincey, that ball comes in the box there, and Eddie is right where he needs to be. He doesn't get his head on it as much as he would like to. But you've seen now 3 times where Eddie's in the right place at the right time to be a goal threat.
But I think it's like you're not having where Lacazette in that position would normally drop into the midfield. And Nketiah doesn't need to do that in this formation. You can hold that line and be in that position so when the ball does cross in, he's there. And
we've got the overlap. It's not his best attribute, but he can hold it.
Oh. What is going on here? I'm trying to make comments,
Right.
but
And you've noticed a few minutes before that play, you see how Ben White was able to come out free with the ball and utilize the ball.
Yeah.
If it wasn't three at the
Dave
back,
sold him back. He's holding back. Someone scored.
if it wasn't three at the back, then you know what I mean. That wouldn't happen.
Apollo talk.
I'm not going to talk yet. I'll give you the commentary. It goes, it's messy. Arsenal trying to get rid of it here. Ben White. And it's Xhaka. Xhaka brings the ball out. It comes to Odegaard. Odegaard's got runners in front of him. It comes to Saka on the right. He's got support. Nketiah is in the middle. Saka on the left. It comes to Odegaard. Odegaard squeeze it to Smith Rowe. And goes to the back of the net. Arsenal lead again. Smith Rowe, side foot in the corner of the net. Goalkeeper doesn't have a chance. 2-1 Arsenal.
What the hell?
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're from Northwest London like me and Tony, and you used to take the number 18 bus on Harrow Road, the longest route in London, sometimes a bus don't come for 3-4 hours, and when the bus come, it all come at the same time. And this is like Arsenal scoring goals.
Oh my
God!
Give some credit. Give some credit to Xhaka there, deep in defence, carrying the ball out, nutmegging.
Yeah, beating two players as well.
This is the gift that keeps on giving. This is like the curse, the cure and the curse.
Yeah. Odegaard gets the assist on that one.
This is, I mean, what were they doing at the back? What were they doing at the back?
I think that's the thing.
Tony, the ball has been played too quickly. Tony, the ball movement. And then again, Smith Rowe does what he does best, which is running late into the box. You can't account for that. It's 11 goals.
Again, that formation change allows the fluidity for the guys to play, use pace.
Vincey, I'm loving you right now. I'm loving you, man.
I'm just happy he's made that change, man.
Mate,
because
I don't know about you, but I would be deeply worried because defensively we look a sham.
Yeah, but we've got to get used to it. Chelsea are a decent enough team.
You can't defend like this against Chelsea. Sorry, it's gonna come back to haunt us. The defending is woeful.
I think the thing is that you've got a goal up now. You've got something to defend, but
and that's the problem.
You can't go into your shell. Like it's too early to go. You know what? Let's go into our shell and start defending.
What was that, Saka?
GK says if they would have cleared that ball out, the goal wouldn't have come. He said, but I was screaming to clear the ball. G says, Tony, for Pete's sake, take the wins, dude.
The win ain't coming if we keep defending like this. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
Tony, you're talking about beating Chelsea, mate. You're talking about beating
I'm happy. But this game is nowhere near won.
No, it's not, mate. Of course not.
Oh man, look at that. Jeez.
I mean, when you, it's obviously they're playing out from the back and retaining possession, and him being a disciple of Pep. It's keep on to the ball. As much as possible. He's got to. If you clear that, I mean, well, people say if he clears the ball, that goal doesn't happen. But we just saw it. Your first goal. So it works either way. You boot the ball up and you get a goal from that, and you just played yourselves out of trouble.
Come on, Tavares. I mean, Tavares has just got knocked off the ball. The easiest. I mean, jeez.
G says Marco Alonso has been nutbegged by Granit Xhaka. Needs to retire at half time. Our Chelsea games have been so weird since Arteta. That's what I said to Dave last night. I said our results against Chelsea haven't been that bad.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been that bad at all.
This is easily Chelsea. What do you call this, Dave? Chelsea's third team?
Definitely the back line is. I mean, the back line. Alonso's playing because we've got nobody else to play in that left wing back position, and Sarr has played there before, but he looks slightly uncomfortable in terms of going forwards. You've now got Lukaku in there, who just looks like he's just staying in the middle, being almost just there. There's kind of no movement whatsoever. He's just occupying, one of the centre halves at this point. It's not, and I think you'll see a difference if you was playing against the Chelsea with Kai Havertz. All right.
Someone's just scored, ain't they, Dave? Oh, it's Chelsea. It's got to be Chelsea. I told you, boys. I told you.
Yeah, but
There's
Tony,
20 minutes in the game, man.
you don't have to worry about it, Tony, because this Chelsea, they're sitting third in the table. What do you expect, Tony? You ain't come in and lost 4-0.
20 minutes in the game.
Oh, that's weak.
This is football.
That's weak. Yeah, that's weak.
I mean, Alonso's just beaten Tavares.
Yeah, Tavares was nowhere near.
Aspie's just beaten Tavares across the front.
Tavares
It's a good run, to be fair. Those runs are very difficult to stop, but you can't let Aspie.
You can't. That's what I'm saying, Dave.
Tavares just got slapped up there, man.
Mm.
Yeah, it is. It's Tavares.
They're waiting for something. They're waiting for something, though. What is it? No, it stands. Don't know what they were appealing, but
like literally 2 bob defending, bro. 2 bob.
Yeah. That's why he's been concerned about playing Tavares. Guys, hold on. I'm just gonna get a
good finish. I'm gonna give credit to him. Good finish.
Yeah.
What's he saying? I'll tell you what's Apollo's got. I'll do a bit of commentary for you guys. Nketiah left peg just gone past the post. Good hit, to be fair. Very good hit. Just comes out of nowhere. Could have taken Mendy by surprise, in all fairness. Arsenal on the attack again. Oh,
I don't fault Arteta for this formation. I really don't. He's given us a chance.
Really?
I'll tell you what, you've moved the ball very quickly there, and Tavares has got down the left. Ball across the face of the box, but no one's there to put it in the net. You're pressuring. Also, Newcastle 1-0 against Palace. Almiron.
Oh, it was a good turn by. I see that turn by Nketiah now.
God, the way Newcastle are playing, they might end up in the European place. Ooh, yeah, just seen the Tavares cross. That was close. Anybody who takes a gamble is gonna have a tap in there.
Yeah, it's.
Mind you, if you take a gamble, you'd be offside. So.
Oh, Christensen, mate.
What's he done?
It's just a donkey, isn't he? He's just not like. He's just. We saw this like a couple of years ago with Chelsea. There was just an element there of him being a.
We've lost Dave, so I guess I will jump on the
take over.
Oh, what's going on?
Don't put me under pressure and leave, Tone.
Just had a delay on my.
Tone, you know when you were.
I'm on minute 35. Chelsea are playing out from the back. I mean, 2-2 in a game that, for Arsenal is a must-win game. Defending has just been atrocious. Chelsea have got space all over the park. I mean, I'm not joking you. They just pop up and there's a guy in space. So obviously, with this change of formation for Arsenal, it's leaving loads of holes.
Come on, Eddie. You could have been done better there.
What minute you on, Tone?
34, 35. Just
Okay.
35 now.
So I'm 45 seconds ahead of you.
Sorry about that, lads.
That's okay.
Laptop decided to turn off. Oh,
What minute you on, Dave?
I am on 36:40.
Okay, so I'm 20 seconds behind you now. I've managed to catch up a few seconds.
Cool. I'll let you do the commentary, mate. No, I can't.
Eddie down the left, takes on his man, comes back to Tavares. Oh, what's going on here, boys? How's that worked out?
I'll tell you what, Timo Werner's looking like a man with confidence. Jesus.
Got space to run, isn't he?
He's he's looking like, I think this is the Werner that we see is a guy that is so energetic.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I take it you were referring to that little dance through the middle of the park around 3 Arsenal players. Yeah, that was nice. Timo Werner picked up the ball, picked up an interception, and then danced around 3 or 4 Arsenal players in the middle of the park before delivering the ball out wide. It was a nice little run.
Oh, come on, Eddie.
Shame Alonso's on the end of it to absolutely sky the opportunity.
Well, it was a toughie because that was, 60-yard ball.
Yeah.
The touch was lovely because his first touch was just beautiful.
Yeah.
He just brings it down nice. But then he skies it from there. So, one good, one bad.
I'm 37, 35 now. Have I caught up?
No, he's still half a minute behind me.
All right.
He's Ramsdale with a bad clearance.
Oh, my goodness. Good thing that weren't Pirlo on the ball. That would have been back of the net.
Who's the one who scored for Inter from the halfway line? Stankovic. Do you remember that one when Neuer headed it? Neuer headed it out and Stankovic with the tech volley.
Tech, yeah. I remember that.
That's when he played for Schalke. Neuer.
We've got to be aware that Chelsea are going to be on us. We can't dilly-dally on the ball.
I think it's always been Tuchel's philosophy, isn't it? Press from the front as well. So if you've gone to this formation as almost like a back three, and they're not used to those passing patterns like Chelsea are like how we got ourselves out of trouble typically all the time.
It's interesting that Arsenal have chosen to go with the players they have today and have again omitted Nicola Pepe, because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to throw completely new players at this mix. I'm going to try a new formation, but I still can't find a space for my most productive player.
Tony, this formation, I don't know why he wouldn't utilise Saka as a left back coming forward, or a left wing with a 3 at the back, and have Pepe there. Martinelli's obviously not starting right now, but I understand what you're saying. That space, this is what Pepe craves for.
Yeah,
but then I think it's probably the work rate of Saka that gets
true.
That gets him in over Pepe. I can't see I mean, looking at Saka, he's up and down, and you get him in a one-on-one scenario against Alonso if possible. He's been doing a bit of damage. To be fair to him, I don't know Pepe.
Oh, I was referring to an effort on the edge of the box where Granit Xhaka had an opportunity for a first-time shot. He delayed on his effort. The shot was then blocked, I think, by Christensen. It was one of them that just opened up for him. It was like, go on, have a crack. He was literally on the edge of the area. As I said, it got blocked. And then we've now got a foul on us as SP. But yeah, I mean, this is a game where anything around the box and you get a sight, just have a go.
Yeah, first time he took a touch in it and he could have just put his foot through it. Just going to read out some of these guys' comments. We'll give you some time back, Apollo. 18 says, well, I'm surprised that's why 3-0 was supposed to happen, but I love this formation. Sporty Jordan says, this defense is looking shaky. Sometimes I feel like we only have a reverse gear. Cool K says, Nuno is comically awful. Following up with, can't believe Ramsdale conned us all. Thought we had an English Edison.
Oh no, Intensity is down. Looks like he's going to be all right though. I think he's going to be all right. He's took one on the shins. He's got those low.
Ooh, it's a horrible challenge. Was it Kante?
You ain't lying about Ramsdale. So he's not getting the love in the forum today. GK says he's laughing out loud at Cool K. And Gary says, what's going on, Gary? He says, John Moss, terrible ref. Yeah, I've just seen the challenge here.
Yeah, he's given a foul though, isn't he? So
yeah. And GK says, I don't even rate Edison, his distribution, that's it.
Oh, I tell you what, Saka against Alonso is the matchup, lads. It really is. I know you was talking about Pepe, but
so tell me, from another fan's perspective, are you more worried about Pepe or Saka?
Saka's in my opinion, Saka's your best player at the club.
What?
I look at Saka, and if he wasn't homegrown, I almost look and go, someone comes in and gets him. I think he'll be very loyal
because he's having a good season. He's being played all the minutes. I mean, let's be honest. If you got a decent manager, even if you got a Saka, you aren't playing him every minute of every game. Kante doesn't play every minute of every game. You have to be able to use your squad and give players a necessary rest when you can.
I tell you what, you've clocked onto it.
This is the default for Mikel Arteta. I will play this player until he falls over.
Yeah, that's what happens when you got a thin squad.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that thing that you can't say, you know what, on the odd game, play Pepe.
Have a look. Minutes. That is fantastic feat. Jesus Christ.
Guys, the guys in the chat are going crazy.
Oh, wow. So close from Smith Rowe. Smith, some nice play from Martin Odegaard. In fact, it started off with nice plays from Saka, fed it into Martin Odegaard. Then Smith Rowe in the middle of the box with four players around him in very, very close proximity. Uses twinkle toes to get a shot, and he's only just missed the wide right post by a few inches. So it was a great bit of play by Smith Rowe. He looks like he's got a bit between the teeth today. I'm pleased to say.
Great feat. Yeah, absolutely outrageous feat. That to have four players and to turn and get a shot. We've got to be doing better there. We can't have Smith Rowe turning and getting shots away there, isn't there?
Got to do better. I mean, someone put a challenge in on the ground. He's not going to fall over there, but block it at least.
I mean, Arsenal though, like obviously Mendy with a shoddy pass out. So Arsenal are camped in. This is probably going to be the end end of the half here in
there's
Chelsea's
2 minutes of injury time, which Arsenal are going to finish in the Chelsea half by the looks of maybe.
I'll tell you what, you get a goal now, you're.
All I'm going to say, Arsenal fans, all I'm going to say is this is the formation that I spoke about for next season that we should be moving forward with Saliba. Because trust me, with this as our plan B, we've got options. We've got good options. With 3 at the back.
I mean, there's still deficiencies in this. I mean, the shape looks decent. Oh, Alonso is struggling, isn't he?
He's really
struggling.
He's shot. I think the thing is, he plays because
come on.
One, he's physical. He's a tall lad. So you'll see a lot of kind of like goal kicks and stuff. We can trust him in the air. But he's seen.
Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
Yeah, we play him because he's such a good wing back in terms of energy wise, but defensively he's. I think every Chelsea fan will say this. It's Ben Chilwell has to, when he comes back, if he can fully recover, he's the starting left wing back. I mean, it's half time now, so I mean, I'll be honest. I would expect us to. I presume Silva's on the bench. I haven't looked at kind of like the bench at the moment, but
Thiago, come on, yeah.
I just to shore it up. It's been absolutely woeful from a team like us who never. I know we Brentford shipped four past us, but I think we have to shore it up a little bit. I think we've got to bring probably Thiago Silva on.
We're already halfway to 4, aren't we? So another 2 in the second half, and we'll be at that 4, innit?
That's wishful thinking, but then at the same time, you didn't think you'd get 2 against us, did you? So...
You're absolutely right. I did not expect this. Look, if the game were to finish now, I'd be happy. I would be happy with a 2-2 draw. But I mean, in looking at that first half, I still believe, we are doing well to be where we're at against a Chelsea team, which, quite frankly, is way off what we'd normally expect to see. Yeah. I think with yourselves, Dave, dropping a couple of players. You've given us a decent chance today, and you said that yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, your kind of Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, they're dangers, and they're playing really well. I like Odegaard's holding up of the ball and just kind of progressing play. To be honest with you, I think Saka is just absolutely tearing Alonso a new one, and I think he's got to. If Alonso's still on the pitch come second half, that's your go-to. That's your outlet there. That's the guy that you want one-on-one against Alonso. You have to exploit it. If you're not going to, that's your tactics written for you right there. But the pressing is, this is what I said, if you're going to have any chance in this game, the pressing from the back, pressing from the front has to be on it. And, you've done that. You've pressured us in, and you've got a defence where you've got Reece James, Christensen, and Sarr. They're not the most composed players at the back. You've got Kante in the pivot, who's we've seen what his passing's been like the past couple of games. So you've got a real shot here if you keep this energy up. But
I think what we're seeing here today is the birth of free-flowing football with these youngsters. Yes, they've got to learn to get used to the formation, but you can see a complete difference in what this formation's allowed them to do with the pace on the pitch. Yeah, Chelsea aren't playing to their strengths, but Arteta's basically told these guys, go out and play football. And they're doing it. And that, for me, I'm happy about, because our fans didn't think that we can actually play this type of football. Well, they've done it. Yes, we played a different type of football against Man City, and that was effective. So you can see the talent is there within these young players. They just need to be allowed to go out there and perform.
I mean, the first goal, it's a fluke. You know, that kind of deflection is you can't help that if you're Ramsdale or if you're defenders. Maybe you're going a bit quicker, but that's about it. But yeah.
So 18 saying Apollo, Apollo, you okay? Yeah, no, I just had to catch my breath a little bit. It's been a long day for me today. So yeah, cheers, bro. Read some comments here. GK saying entertaining, throwing the sink at a goal, but we shouldn't have given up the easy goals. Same, yeah. Could the same be said for Chelsea? Maybe. Nay says, I will take this score at half time. I will hope to continue digging in the second half. GK says Chelsea goals were easily given. Yeah. It says we had to create ours. Okay. So yeah, there probably is a level to that. I agree. Kuke says if we just had a striker like Eddie that chips in with some goals to complement our younger talent around him, we would have been fine. But that's the reason why we were saying Nketiah should have started a long time ago, mate. I turn around to my guys at the panel. I turn around to Bertram, Vincey, Eddie, La African Guna. I turn around to all of them and I said, do you think, Lacazette has had 2 goals from open play all season. Do you think Eddie would have had more than 2 goals from open play all season long? Do you think he would have scored more than 2 goals? If the answer is yes, then what on earth were we doing with Eddie all this time? They keep talking about how important he is to the team and they don't want him to leave. But he's leaving because you're not playing him. I know, Lacazette was back in training today, playing among the other players. So he was ready to start this game. But they chose Eddie again.
He's on the bench.
Yeah. He was in training. I saw the pictures today and the footage. He was in training. So I thought he was going to start. But the boss has gone with Eddie again, and Eddie's repaid him with a goal. Randolph has said too many. Where is this? Randolph has said too many stupid mistakes in the first half. Passes not coming, but that's no different from the last 4 games, mate. You know, the difference is this is Chelsea, and they're not going to let you off. Sunderland were awful at scoring. Brighton couldn't buy a goal. Brighton had only scored 1 goal in their last 7 games, and then they turn up and beat Arsenal. This is Chelsea. If anyone's going to punish you, it's going to be Chelsea. We're not going to get away with the damn foolishness that we've been getting away with of late. Gary says he's happy with a point. GK says put Martinelli over there. I got to be honest with you. Martinelli's form has been... I mean, I've been talking about Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe's redeemed himself today. Before this game, Smith Rowe's been awful. Martinelli hasn't been that better either. And both of them are playing and fighting for the same position. So you're literally stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's nice that Smith Rowe's delivered today, but I probably would have started Pepe. I still don't understand the fact that even with a team like this, Pepe's dead to Arteta because you can't even start him in this stretch of run where you're down to your bare bones. You still haven't found a place for Pepe. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm a big Pepe fan. I'm not even looking for him to play anymore. I don't think that he's in his plans, and I wouldn't be surprised if he left in the summer. I would not be surprised.
I mean, in a game like this, the formation that he's playing, I can understand why he's not playing. He won't have the defensive capabilities to get back and do the work, Pepe, I don't think.
He's decent at that. He's decent at that defensive game. He's grown.
He's very underrated at it. In fact, he's physically so much stronger than Saka. Physically.
But as opposed to Saka, who obviously he's played fullback for you guys a few times, and you know the defensive side of things, he's got to be strong.
But this is what's missing. I'm looking at this formation right now. I've got a left back a left wide player, wing back in Tavares, who could quite easily be Saka. You could play Saka at that position and play Pepe on the right. And then instead of having just one player attacking who can score goals and assists, you now have two.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be...
Let's be honest, Pepe could probably do all the things that Saka is doing to Alonso. You know, he'd have a field day.
You know what's funny, right? Everybody was talking about, not everybody, because we were very divided on left back. We had done a team, African Guna, Vinci and myself, we had done a team which had El Nene in it. Actually, in fairness to African Guna and Vinci, I didn't pick El Nene, even though I'm a big fan of the player. It was Vinci and African Guna did. But you can see why they asked for him. This guy went to African Nations Cup and made the All-11 team there. He was voted the second best midfielder in the entire competition. He's always had good stability with us. Masterclass against Man United at Old Trafford last season. For me, he pairs up with Partey probably better than anybody on the team. But they just haven't gone back to that situation yet. But they've played him today, and he's a heady player. He will never stop running. His energy levels is exactly where the team needs to be. You put El Nene's energy with Eddie's energy, and then you've just got a team that's a lot more busier than what you've had before. The bottom line of it, though, is, and what the point I was trying to make is, when Tavares wasn't playing, a section of our fans was like, you got to play him. You got to play him. Now you can see why Arteta didn't want to play him. It's abundantly clear because his form is just in the tank right now. He was decent against Brighton. Be fair. He was decent against Southampton, sorry. He was decent, but this is not a good game from him, and it's 3 games out of 4 now, and you just can't afford to have a player like that. So putting somebody at left back, well, you wouldn't need to, would you? Because it's a back 3. So you're talking about a win back now. So throw Saka on the left-hand side and then put Pepe on the right. Then you've got yourself a more of a balanced attack because you might as well go for it. You've got nothing to lose. So I think that's what I would do. But the boss has got to make a decision whether he's going to keep Tavares on the pitch. Because if you keep Tavares on the pitch, Chelsea have got a chance.
I mean, it's... I think with Pepe, he's... If you're going to go for it, I mean, this is... I personally, from a Chelsea perspective, I would be getting maybe Christensen off, putting Thiago Silva at the back, shore things up a bit there. In midfield, I mean, give it maybe 10, 15 and maybe make a switch there if Jorginho's on the bench and maybe bring on... I mean, I don't think Loftus-Cheek's done too bad, but I'd probably, bring one of them two off, either Loftus-Cheek or Kante. Then Lukaku at the moment's just a body in the middle at the moment. You might look and put Kai Havertz on, link things up, but
I think where it is, regardless whether he'll get Pepe on the pitch, Martinelli is probably his first choice of coming on. There's a few comments here as well. Sporty Jordan saying, I love Pepe, but Pepe doesn't have a squad number anymore. I agree. GK saying the problem I have with Pepe out wide is he doesn't suit. He's not suited to hugging the lines. Yeah, I don't like it when he's isolated out there on the lines. I like it when he cuts in, when he comes into the middle, and when he steps into the box. He's dangerous. He's 2-footed. He can produce magic out of it. He can take a rabbit out of a hat. Gary saying Saka to left wing back, Martinelli right side of a front 3. Yeah, I'll go with that. GK saying Saka roasting Alonso. I wouldn't put him on the left. It's a good point, but then you can put Martinelli on the left. You can put Martinelli as a left wing back if you like, and play him to support Smith Rowe. Somebody here says bye. We don't know who he is because he hasn't signed the waiver at the top of the Facebook page. But enjoy the game, bro. Gary says, doubt Alonso will be out for the second half. Pepe will be there to deliver crosses in. Yeah, nobody crosses a ball like Pepe, man.
Yeah. I've just seen it. I think Thiago Silva looks like he's probably coming on.
Oh. Also, guys, let's remember there's a reduced crowd at Stamford Bridge tonight with Chelsea's season ticket holders and away supporters being allowed entry due to the sanctions. Any thoughts on the sanctions?
I mean, listen, we've got to get this like a takeover sorted. As simple as at the end of the day, what's happening, and it's still happening over in Ukraine is madness. I think you have to, as much as in terms of kind of like success that Abramovich has given us, you have to value life over, a football club or whatever it is. As much as all of us will go, yeah, we'll die for our football clubs. At the end of the day, you have to you have to value life over that. So the bans imposed, yes, obviously naturally as a Chelsea fan, it's not going to be the bloody best news in the world, but at the same time, it is what it is. We're in this situation. We need to get a takeover sorted.
Because the season's over in a month. May 22nd, your game against, you got 2 home games actually. You finish against Leicester and Watford, but 22nd of May, it's over. It's in a month's time.
We were supposed to have this sorted by this time. They said obviously when things were going on, it would take a month to maybe get a new owner. The government did, but it hasn't happened. I think that we've ideally, like I said, you want to. It'd be good to get this done and dusted before the end of the season. Get a new owner in place, but it's not. It doesn't. It's taken it's a slow process, but I suppose I think with the club that Chelsea are, it has to be a careful process to make sure that the right people now are coming into the league. I suppose you don't want another Abramovich situation. You don't want. I mean, they've pushed everything under the carpet, haven't they, for the old Newcastle owners when they're people getting beheaded aren't they? In that country, so
guys, Silva's on for Chelsea. Thiago Silva is coming on. He's just getting some detailed instructions from the manager. Freddie says, "Who's Pepe?" Gary saying, "Good to see the players smiling." Yeah, some shots there of Eddie Nketiah and
Christensen's off
and Smith Rowe smiling. They're enjoying playing. They're enjoying attacking. They must be enjoying the system. Sporty Jordan saying, "Is there a case for Lokonga on for El Nene?" Not for now. Not for now. It's working at the moment, so I wouldn't really sort of change anything at that point. Christensen off as well, as Gary, as Dave just said.
I called it as well. It just doesn't. He just doesn't look in control at the moment. He's been off form.
Yeah, Tuchel wouldn't allow that to go for too long, though. Making that decision. He's that type of manager,
Yeah, Tuchel don't accommodate foolishness.
I
don't know. I mean, if Arteta is not going to do anything, at least then take Tavares off for Suarez. Come on, man.
No, I don't think you can reward Suarez after that performance last time out, man. He's got to ride the bench a little.
Then I don't know what you do. Sporty Jordan says, Apollo, your boy Holden is struggling. He's not played too badly, but then Ben White, I think they've all struggled. I think Chelsea's just been all over them.
He's his first outing for a while though, so fair play to him. He's gonna be under the cosh.
Yeah, when was the last time Holden started a game for the club? I can't even remember. It might have been Chelsea in August. It might have been last summer. Last summer might have been the last game that Holden started. I actually can't remember. The league game I'm talking. I'm not talking cup.
Dave, what's your thoughts of Sarr? I actually scouted him and I actually wanted us to get him before we bought Gabriel.
Bertram's player.
Good player. Needs a bit of time to really kind of gel. I don't know whether he'll be. I don't know whether he can break into the starting 11 potentially, just because of where Rudiger naturally plays. Obviously, if Rudiger's going, then that space opens up. But I think the priority for us is to try and get Rudiger signed.
Yeah, he's a player, Rudiger. He's a beast.
It says another mistake. G saying Rob Holding, White, Gabriel, Tavares are not good to not good too. Look at the amount of times we just give possession away. You can't get away with that. Yeah, I think that's what I said. Everybody's not playing well. It's one of those things. If anything, I think the midfield have been okay, and the attacking players have given us something to cheer about. Odegaard's back in the game. He's had an assist. Nketiah's we've actually got a goal from a striker, which is something to cheer about, regardless of the situation. And then Smith Rowe, who hasn't really scored this year, he hasn't played well this year in 2022. He's among the goals again. 11 goals this season for Smith Rowe, which leads the team in scoring this year, this season. A little bit heady second half. Arsenal are trying to push. They're trying to press, but Chelsea moving the ball around a little bit faster. It's hard to press with Eddie Nketiah on that front line, man.
It's weird because I think the thing is the formation looks good. Arsenal defend like in terms of structure, so it's structure wise, and going forward, it looks like there's an opportunity to exploit. But there's you've got passing patterns that Chelsea have been doing now for 2 seasons. You know where people are going to be. You know instantly where you should be turning as soon as you get that ball. Yeah. When a switch of kind of formation like this, for Arsenal, it doesn't really. It might come back to haunt you a little bit.
Yeah, Gary's just saying again. Yeah, it's happened again. G is saying, I'm actually enjoying our fast attacking intent, though. More direct and less pointless crosses. That's what Vincey is talking about. I just hope that they will keep it that way and tighten up the back line. We should be able to sneak a win here.
I mean, I feel a lot more confident with Thiago Silva on the pitch now.
Yeah.
A lot more confident.
I feel confident because Romelu Lukaku's on the pitch.
Yeah, it's mad. It's crazy, isn't it? The way that he's just a body, isn't he? Now oh my lord, this geezer's shot to piece. Oh. I mean, Lukaku's he looks.
What has actually happened to him? Is it the system or is it the player?
I personally think it's a bit of both. I think
pass.
I just don't think like Lukaku.
God, what's happened there? Jeez, we got away with that. That breakaway that Lukaku feeds Werner and Werner accidentally hits.
Yeah.
Then why?
Oh, Tony, you're ahead of me now.
They got away with that.
I'm 49-45.
No, I'm on 50 now.
Oh, right. So you must have got a better stream.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Lukaku is it's a bit of the system. He's just being told to kind of be a body in the box where the guy's big, he's physical, he can sprint. He's got good pace about him. Like, why not? Why not let him run in the channels a little bit and go one-on-one against players? But I also think he hasn't done himself any favours, has he? I mean, you got to remember that.
Xhaka's done well there. Xhaka's all over Lukaku tonight.
Yeah. I'll tell you what you may not have noticed in that was when that broke down, El Neni was unable to run. He literally was at a jog. And based on where he's playing, you can't do that.
Mate, stats just come up here. Lukaku has had the same amount of touches as Ramsdale.
Man.
This guy, man.
Gary says, brilliant running by Xhaka. Kuke says, Apollo saying nice things about Jara.
I'll tell you what, that stat is interesting because it just shows that your most creative player at Arsenal is Martin Odegaard, and he's fifth on that list.
Yeah, and he's your creative player.
Yeah,
so
he needs to be fed the ball.
Yeah, we're not giving him the ball enough. Randolph says, can't we pass on A to B?
In a game that's 50 minutes old. That's just wrong.
Odegaard just had a shocking bit of control there.
Was that him or Xhaka? The ball between them. It didn't look like either one knew what they were doing with the ball.
Yeah.
Gary says he's on 52 minutes. Yeah, I'm on 52 minutes as well.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, what changes would you guys make? Like, it looks like the game might be settling down slightly. Yeah.
I'd like to see Martinelli and Pepe get on, but I think defensive issues is more important for us now. The problem I've got is you take off Tavares now and you've actually ruined him. You've put him in a crater.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna ruin him anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's
dead food right now. He's a liability. So, but I'm just talking about mentally.
It's just not even that. I just think Arteta will hoik him.
Saka's on the ball
He'll
here
go
on the
for
right.
the win and hoik him.
I mean, he started though, hasn't he? Like, that's got to be something to do with your confidence. Thiago Silva's just amazing.
Yeah,
this guy.
I think I would do that. Sorry guys, I would go Martinelli for Tavares, left wing back. I have to. Yeah. Just not getting nothing out of and Martinelli will defend for you as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's going to bring a level of energy. Oh man, Thiago.
He can wait to the 60th minute and that'll give Tavares a little bit of respect. The fact that he hasn't taken off. It was a great tackle there. Was that Odegaard or Smith Rowe? It was Odegaard. Odegaard winning the ball back again. That's what he does best.
Corner ball.
I'll tell you what, the thing with Eddie as well, he might have a chip on his shoulder. Remember, he was from Chelsea, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, coming back from Stamford Bridge, getting released as a young player.
I've got time for Eddie, man. His work rate, his defensive play, he's a fox in the box. He gives defenders something to worry about. You need a striker like that. The only thing he doesn't do well is hold the ball up.
Oh.
Talk to me, Vincent.
No, I think I'm behind you guys. I'm on just turning 54 seconds now.
Yeah, I'm on 54 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just saw the...
GK says penalty.
I thought it was a pen, but...
Nah. Dave?
No, too easy.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Oh, no, I think they're talking about Nketiah going down. It's being looked at.
That was definitely not. That was definitely not.
No. I think looks like he might have tried to buy one there.
Sky said that VAR looked at it.
There's a lot of pushing in that box, I tell you.
Yeah.
That's a good cross. Oh, an offence in the box.
If it carries on like this, next goal could win it, lads.
Yeah.
It's gone very stalematey. It really has. And I don't...
No. Yeah.
The thing is, the longer this goes on, the more Chelsea are gonna, you're playing at home, more that we're gonna have the momentum to maybe push for a winner over Arsenal.
True. Guys, if you forgot, hit the like button, please, guys. Hit the like button.
Oh.
This is unbelievable. This is what I wanted.
Woeful.
Look at that. This is what I wanted.
Go on, Tavares.
This is what I wanted. Look at the work rate.
That's well deserved.
It's one back by Tavares. Tavares steals the ball, puts it in the middle to Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie gets the ball back from a deflection and puts it in. It's 3-2 Arsenal. Nketiah with his second.
Unbelievable.
The first player to congratulate Nketiah was Lacazette. Not only has an Arsenal striker scored, but an Arsenal striker has scored 2 goals in one game.
In the same game.
In the same game.
I'll tell you what, Tavares intercepted though. Tavares intercepted it.
Yeah.
Read the play, and Eddie's just
Props.
So, as an Eddie Nketiah fan, I'm going to step back and let Tony and Vincey talk about it.
No, that's props to both Nketiah and Tavares. Whose heavy touch was that? Number 31, Sarr.
Was it Sarr?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the heavy touch from Sarr, because he actually gets the opportunity to clear, but his touch is woeful. When it just falls straight back to Eddie, and Eddie, wow, poacher's finish.
Guys, you said you wanted a fox in the box. You said you wanted a poacher.
Mate,
you said you wanted someone. You said you wanted a clean-up man who would jump on the end of loose balls. Here you have Eddie Nketiah.
This is an advert for Eddie. You know, this is an advert for what you're going to get if you decide to come and give the guy his flowers and play him. Well done, Eddie.
It takes one game, doesn't it, as a striker, though? You get a brace here.
But the thing is, he's had games where he's had games where he overtook. I'm not sure if you remember, Dave, but he replaced Lacazette last season. Had a great stretch of games. Won us the Southampton game. Came on and got a draw against Fulham. He earned a point. Got us a draw against Fulham. In the next game, he had a red card, which was a really harsh decision, and that brought Lacazette back into the team. And since then, he hasn't started. He hasn't played. And then everyone's been talking about him this season, Dave. And my frustration is, don't talk about the player who's not even started a single game.
Yeah.
And he started last week, looked heady, had some great chances. Started today, got 2 goals. So he's got 2 goals and 2 starts.
Do you know what? And I think Lacazette doesn't. He doesn't.
Look at Eddie running down everything. Look at Eddie running everything down.
Yeah.
The energy. The thing is, with a game like this, you know, like he can do well against the Southamptons and stuff, but a game like this, when you're against Chelsea away, and he's had enough. He's had enough of Lukaku. Yeah, get him off.
Gary, Gary, I just want to make it clear, Gary. My front room is in there where Sky is showing live. I walked in. My wife said I'm about 2 minutes behind, but I can't watch my main television because I'm in my office because I'm streaming to you guys. If I didn't have to do a stream, then I'd be sitting in my front room watching it.
Here comes the nightmare for me. This is the nightmare.
Who's that?
Kai Havertz is a nightmare.
Havertz is coming for Lukaku.
Oh, Havertz. Oh, wow. Trouble in the area. Murderer. Am I going to mash up your midfield? Oh, Lord. Havertz, man.
Oh, this is worries. I've got to say, I admire him so much.
So, 101, everybody out there, what's your thoughts on Eddie Nketiah? Not a fan of him still?
A big sigh of relief. They've either scored or they've come close.
No, it's just his first interaction there. It was a cheeky flick and it almost went through to Werner, and it's just yeah.
Do you know what makes me laugh, Dave? I put this post up on our forum that showed that Nketiah has got 18 goals in 29 starts.
Yeah,
and he never started a single game this season. Now, Nketiah has 31 starts and 20 goals for Arsenal.
It's a good record, isn't it?
But then people say that he's not Arsenal quality. He's not good enough.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at some players for Chelsea. It was only because of that transfer ban. Mason Mount gets an opportunity. James gets an opportunity. Tomori gets an opportunity. Tammy Abraham gets an opportunity, you know. And I know Tammy's gone now, but I mean he's ripping it in Italy at the moment. And you these players, you have to put faith in a couple of them. You know, why put the faith in Saka and Smith Rowe, but not Eddie? You know.
And that's the fault of Arteta. You know, where you've got a player in your squad, then you as the manager are obligated to find a way to utilize your resources in an adequate fashion. You know, look, Man City, the best team in the world to all intents, even Liverpool to a degree, don't play the same 11 every week. Arteta does that. He plays the same 11 every week.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you've done today is because of Eddie's work rate, you can see Mendy isn't he's not confident in terms of trying to play out from the back as well. So you can see right now, the first thing in his head is actually
Get rid of.
Get rid. And
I don't have time to set myself and
that's Bert Leno, man. That's some Bert Leno shit.
Yeah, and I think that's something that you take us out of our stride, you know, things like that. It's what I was saying to you guys, yesterday in the preview. Don't let us get set. Don't let us dictate play. Don't let us, try and play from the back and, with all the build up and you've got a shot and 3-2 up here and it's looking kind of rosy. But I think you're going to be in for a
tough, last 20 minutes. Yeah.
27 minutes.
Turning up on Black Man time again. What's going on, Andrew? Big shout out to you, my brother. Andrew's about an hour late. But good to see you, my brother. GK says, Arteta, my guy, Yeah, listen, had to come up. He trusted his players. They weren't doing it. He's come in and he's changed it. And it's working. Yeah, credit to the manager. When he gets it wrong, call him out. When he gets it right, call it out. He had no choice, really, though, did he? Because
talk, Dave. Go and tell us. We don't mind.
Chelsea have come close. Ramsdale flapping.
Ramsdale's been awful.
A ball low. A ball put across the box low, and he's kind of flapped it out, and there's a chance for Alonso, but it got blocked. But Eddie's chased down a ball, just the clearance, and because of that, he's won. Well, I don't know if it's him.
Ramsdale's doing, man. Ramsdale's flapping.
Ref. Thank you.
Ramsdale looks like Flappy-Yansky out there.
Good cross by Reece James, though. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's outrageous.
Gary says, brilliant from Eddie. He had no right to win that ball.
Reece James went to the school that I teach at as a kid.
Nice. Andrew says, it looks like Laka has scored all of the goals. Is it true that Laka has scored all of the goals?
It's Andrew's humour. Don't worry. I know the guy very well. He's got the driest sense of humour.
Vincey's smiling. Looks like he's in a good mood. Very quiet, though. I was going to call you earlier on today, but I've been so busy at work, Vincey. How are you feeling at the moment now? Good recovery this week?
Yeah, it's man, it's frustrating when you've got this gastric nonsense on your chest and you can't breathe and what have you, and antibiotics. So you just got to allow it to do its stuff. But you know what I mean? I'm better now than I was previous weeks, so that's hence why I'm able to be on the stream today, man. I'm smiling because the formations allowed us to be in this position and to play the type of football that we've done. Yes, it's going to be we're going to have some defensive lapses because we're not used to the formation, but it's given us a chance to play. That's why I'm smiling. I'm just happy just for the formation.
Excellent. Sporty says Eddie does have his moments, but I believe fans believe he is not Arsenal quality. Purely, I love when I hear that. What is Arsenal quality? I don't know. What is Arsenal quality? Because he has a really bad touch. Actually, his touch is quite decent. Have you seen him play on the left wing? His touch is quite good. Also, he has come Also, he has some really bad howlers. But he's only started. This is his second start of the season, my brother. Let's judge a player on how many games they play. Let's
As
do
I said,
that.
Apollo, look, unfortunately, we know he ain't staying at Arsenal. So let's
we do. But my frustration is, Tony, that even when people say
get a good player. Somebody's gonna get a good player, bro. Let's be honest.
I just move on. I don't even battle those battles anymore. I just move on because if you lose, you win, and when you win, you lose. So it's just one of those things with Eddie, doing? And I can't wait for him to move on because let him show what he can do with another team because Arsenal don't deserve a player like him. Beat Alan Shearer's record. Any other player who beats Alan Shearer's record from that level should come up and have a solid pro career. But we've stopped him. Arsenal have stopped his progress. Not Eddie.
Okay,
Arsenal have stopped his progress.
I'm just going to throw something at you. Before Alan Shearer had that record, Franny Jeffers had that record.
That's why he doesn't have the record anymore.
Enough said.
But 1-0. Who? Man City?
Yeah.
Yeah, Man City just scored Mahrez.
Oh, shit.
Martinelli looks like he's coming on, lads.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Brighton's been playing well lately, man. So scores on the doors. Newcastle are beating Crystal Palace 1-0. There's your Patrick Vieira, Arsenal manager again. Everton are losing 1-0 to Leicester City. Manchester City now 1-0 up against Brighton. Who scored for Leicester? Oh, Barnes.
Harvey Barnes.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
And who scored for Newcastle? Okay.
Almiron.
Yeah. Gary says, I'm streaming it as well, mate. Gary says, how are you all so far behind? I told you, Gary, I'm watching it on my Xbox because I'm in my office doing the stream for you guys. I can't be on my main television in the front room because the computer setup is all here. So I have to suffer with watching it on here, but at least I can see the game. And it's good because I got a panel around me who can... oh, no, someone said they took off Eddie. Oh, wow. Yeah. That was smart. Okay.
So there's your
Eddie for
wonderful manager. I mean, you kind of go, really? Of all the players the one player who was shown to be a bright spark today, you substitute him.
Wow.
I think, for me, it's got to be just because of the fact that he can keep up the intensity of chasing Chelsea's back line and obviously chasing down Mendy, because I don't see why you take him off.
I'm just applauding Eddie. The fans are applauding Eddie. Sporty Jordan says, Apollo, I'm not digging Eddie. Just answer the question. Yeah, I'm good with it, bro. I'm good with it like I was good with World Cup. Yeah? The fans have a right to voice their own opinions. If they don't think he's good enough, then that's fine. I think Eddie's good enough. I've been telling it for years. I've been calling him our Dwight York, our Andy Cole, because I believe that if he starts 38 games for you in a full season, that he will deliver goals. I strongly believe that, and I don't think anybody has shown me anything that proves otherwise. I even have the stats on my side to prove it, and it's still not good enough for fans. So it's good enough for me.
It's not good enough for fans, though, Apollo. It's about the manager. That. The fans don't pick the team, the manager does. So you can say as much as you like about the fans not liking Eddie, the people who make the decisions are the ones who ain't playing him. So you can't blame the fans for hating Eddie.
So why do you think he's taking him off? Do you think he's trying to shut up shop?
You're the one who chose your manager. You know, at the end of the day, you're the one who said, "Yeah, I trust the process." Well, hang on, the process ain't.
Tony, answer the question. Do you think he's taking him off as a tactic to shut up shop?
I think he's taking him off in view that Martinelli can add as much pace up front. Yeah. And Eddie's going to be starting against United on Saturday.
So the edge coming on, lads.
I think in that regard, I don't think there'll be any way you can drop Eddie for United on Saturday.
No way.
No way. And especially how this formation we're playing. I'm going to say it again. Eddie's having a benefit of this formation because I found the formation before, he wasn't getting enough decent chances. Look at him tonight. His work rate up front has allowed him to have good opportunities. Yes, a few mistakes, but his finishing, that's what you need. You need to be composed to take the chances.
Yes, Martinelli. This press has got really fast, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Well done, Rob Holding.
Yeah, he done a good job there, didn't he? Timo normally burns players like that. Let's be honest. But
good play, Holding.
Gary says Eddie was flying, chasing everything down. Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Someone says Randolph. Randolph said Odegaard has been quiet in the second half. Yeah, he has been quiet in the second half. That's a good point. He was really good in the first half.
You've got to feed him because he is your creator. You've got to feed him. You know, just start playing 1-2s with him. Just give him the ball so he gets more touches. You know,
guys, we're learning a lot for my kids tonight. I've said it. This formation change is you're seeing something new.
Well, Pelneni.
It doesn't feel like square pegs and round holes, Vincey.
And that's all I want. That's all I want for the guys because they've got ability.
El Nene with the defensive clearance there.
Yeah,
they've
got the ability. All they need is the organisation and the formation, and you can see it.
Arsenal look like they're setting up shop now, lads.
Yeah, I think so as well.
It looks like it's going to be a nervy 15, 16 minutes to
hang in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're completely dropped now. I mean, literally.
But it's good counter-attack football because...
Yeah, but it's when you drop as deep as Afterlife right now, it's going to be a torrent.
Yeah, it's too deep. Too deep.
Cedric's on for Smith Rowe.
Ouch.
He's setting up shop. I was afraid. That's why I asked the question to Tony and Vincey. It looked like that's what it looked like to me, that he's stifling up the midfield. He'll probably go with a 5-man midfield now.
Yeah.
Ow.
I mean, you've got a... I mean, you're 15 minutes
Saturday.
away. Oh, don't think about Saturday. Think about this. You know, this is.
Gary said Arteta might have thrown this away. He might have thrown it away,
Arsenal almost another.
Gary, he might have thrown it away, or he might have won it for Arsenal. We don't know yet. Yeah, glass half full, glass half empty. Kuke says, can't believe Arteta hasn't brought on Pepe yet. The guy is tailor-made for situations like this. Sporty just said a good chance blown as well. It was Martinelli, wasn't it? Saka came in.
I can't join in the celebrations. I'm buffering.
Yeah, I'm just watching it now.
This is nonsense. What's going on here, man?
They said if they score, who's going to get another goal for us now?
Martinelli. Yeah. Martinelli will score.
You need Kante to slip for that to happen.
Overall, guys,
I think Martinelli's got too much pace for any of those Chelsea centre halves right now.
Kante now, and he's done it to them before at Stamford Bridge. He's done it to them before.
I mean, the way that Chelsea are positioned right now, any ball over the top, he's winning that.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think
this is about picking your moment carefully, and looking to exploit a high Chelsea line.
And they've shown that they're prepared to do that, and that's the key thing. It's in games before we're not using those balls.
Mm.
Oh, I think if you're Arsenal now, you just the manager signalled your intent. You know, you don't bring on Cedric for Smith Rowe and go, still go for it.
Mm.
I think you almost try and put the balls into the corners and try and get Martinelli to chase it down almost.
But I can see that gives a lot of freedom for El Nene to chase, to really press.
Gary says 15 minutes to go, and we have set our stall out for the win. Yep. Kuke says Apollo called this and said Chelsea struggled to win at home. I did. That's one of the main points me and Dave were talking about last night. But he says, nah, man, Eddie deserved a chance for a hat-trick. I'm not going to let it worry me, mate. It is what it is. I don't cry those tears anymore. Gary says, look at Xhaka organising. Got to love the guy. Right, okay. Rich Poe says, just joining the fray to the end with you lads. Question, do you ever tire of the Premiership being so just so entertaining? No, I love it, mate.
I'm absolutely loving it. I am. Yeah, this is brilliant. This is.
Yeah, not for Chelsea fans though, but it must be. You know, the next question is obviously to you, Dave. We did talk about this last night.
Yeah.
What's going on with Chelsea's home record? Forget the Arsenal game because anything can happen here. But why have you only won 50% of your home games? You're Chelsea.
I think it's because we do this a lot, what we're doing now, which is probing around the box. When teams kind of sit back, we can't break the low block, and that's why Lukaku was brought in to be that kind of, right, if a team's going to sit on a low block, we'll have a guy in there, you know, either in the air, as a poacher, he'll be able to get goals. He hasn't worked out, and I think it's a case where if you're coming to Stamford Bridge and you set up a low block and you're organised as a defence, you've always got a chance of at least getting a draw against us. I think, and that's why our away form's better than our home form. Because away teams will try and at least come out and get a win, because the fans don't want to see you sit back at home, do they?
True. Richo Sports says, in other words, is a season like this a case of quantity over quality? I think the other day we talked about parity, and we talked about the NFL and NBA and how American sports has got it so perfect that the worst teams have a chance to build their franchises up in 5-6 years, depending on whether they have a good coaching staff.
Cedric.
But that could never happen in the Premiership. But one thing the Premiership does have now is money, and that's money for everybody. So most teams are no longer in a position where they have to sell their stars, you know, because they're all getting paid now. I'm looking at that now. Saka slipped, and then he gets knocked in the box. It's a hard shot. You wouldn't shout that as a penalty. Yeah, he slips at the worst time.
Foden scored for City.
But yeah, Richo, I think it could be a little bit of both. But this is our level of parity. It's not great parity because you're still going to have Man City and Liverpool winning it every year. But the lower teams don't have to. Brighton doesn't have to sell Basuma because Brighton are getting 100 million every year Sky TV money, and they're getting good sponsorship money. It's not like the old days where teams had to sell to survive. They don't need to. You come up in the Premier League one season, 100 million, you're set.
Well done, Cedric.
If you're a Brentford, if you're a Norwich, if you're a Fulham, if you're a Bolton, a Wigan, or anyone, a Blackpool,
Cedric
one season in the Premier League will set you up for life. So I think maybe it could be a case. It may be that could be the case.
He
says, I'm an Arsenal fan, happily shocked by the scoreline. Please, can you summarize what's gone on here? Well, I think we talked about it in abundance that first thing is Arsenal have no more square pegs in round holes. Arteta's had to study the last 3 games and looked at what works best without Thomas Partey, what works best without without Tierney. And he's looked at this formation was the best way to fit these players' skill set. So those are some of the tactical changes. Also, for Chelsea, we've seen that Chelsea is struggling to break Arsenal down at the moment, and that's because of the amount of bodies Arsenal have put in the midfield. So the formation is one thing, the level of tactics is the other. So I believe that's really what's happening now. But to top it all off, Richo, you've actually got a striker who can give you a threat on goal. You've got a striker in Nketiah.
What's that, Dave?
Mate, you've had another wonderful chance.
Cedric. Go on, Cedric. Finish. Oh, what's he done?
Yeah, it's a long one. Look at that ball from Gabriel, though. Did you see that 60-yard pass from Gabriel?
Rich Pearl, what I'll say is is that Arteta's literally given us the chance to attack Chelsea at home today. You know, they are vulnerable
Lord.
at home. This is the
That's
formation that
awful
I've wanted
defending from
Arsenal to
Sarr.
play all season, because this suits our, you know, we can't just sit back in a back three. The best form of defence is attack, and you've seen good quality chances tonight by having this formation. So, you know, a lot of credit for me tonight goes to Arteta to finally making this decision and allowing the guys to not be shackled by just a completely defensive formation that we've been playing most of the season. I'm really happy with it.
Are you really saying this is a stroke of genius by Arteta, or has he got desperate and decided I can't do the same madness every week that I've done for the last however many weeks and expect a different result? Because that's how I look at it.
Man.
Tone, but that's still managing, Tony. You've just explained managing, haven't you?
No, managing is when you lose 2 games on the trot and you make a change. But when you go 3 games on the trot and then you say, you know what, I have to, because otherwise it's just madness. And
Tony, but then he's buggered if he... But Tony, then he's buggered if he keeps it the same, and then he's buggered if he changes it. He's buggered either way, isn't he?
No, he has to change it.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Let's be
this is
honest.
the point. He's been reluctant all season to play this formation.
So that's my point, Tony.
Yeah, and this is my point.
He wants to.
It's not a genius.
Because he has to.
It's not a genius, but I'm going to give him credit to actually do it because I've been calling for this all season.
Thank you. Well done.
All season. So
Cedric is down. He's got a really big banging shin.
Gregor says that
in the air.
This is the formation that we won the FA Cup and played teams off the park. Exactly. And this is what I want Arteta to do on a regular basis is manage. You know, manage in this formation.
Is that a red?
By making bold managerial decisions to give us a chance in games.
That's
He's got to card that. He's got to pull something.
No, it's not a red. It's not.
Nah, it's an accident. In all honesty.
Ooh.
But it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not a red.
When you look at the slow motion, it looks absolutely awful.
Whoa!
It's just a misjudgment there. It's just clumsy.
Yeah. Yeah, look.
Give him 2 yellows.
6 minutes to go, boys.
Isn't it? You know, I don't know whether Arsenal are going to win this game, but we laughed about it today. And actually, you lot weren't quite talkative in the chat today, but we did laugh about it and say, wouldn't it be funny if you lose to those 3 games, the 3 ball games, and then you step up, you beat Chelsea, you beat Man United, you start. I mean, this is typical Arsenal.
But this was the game for me that I had us getting something out of it, regardless of what happened in these last 3 games.
Really,
I always knew that this is a game that we could definitely get something out of.
Well, the night is still young, and Dave is still here. Wait, Dave hasn't got the rum out yet. So the night is still young, ladies and gentlemen. Rabbi says it's a yellow card. Nay says our fans sound amazing today. You wait until listen. You're going to be at the Emirates over the weekend at Man United. Imagine how that is. We are going to explode. I think Ebony's with me at Man United.
Let's be honest. Everybody's beating Man United. We have to beat Man United. Everybody's beating Man United.
So Chelsea have conceded 3+ goals at home in the Premier League under Tuchel, and they've all come in April. West Brom in 2021, Brentford and Arsenal this month.
I mean, that West Brom game was absolutely mental. I remember that.
Yeah,
hammered at home.
Andrew said, "Dave, what's your tipple?"
Pint of beer, innit, Dave? We've had many a beer down the old Harrow.
Yeah, I think so. It'll be a Peroni.
Bobby says decision, not Xhaka, no red.
Get it. Here's danger.
Oh, he could have caught that.
Holding. Rob Holding's just defended a cross which could have been a goal.
Yeah, I saw it. It's a fantastic marking there from Rob Holding. It looks like he's cramping up, Holding.
Yeah.
He ain't played since last August. He hasn't started the league since last August. 18 people watching on YouTube. 20 people watching on Facebook. What's going on, everybody? Twitter. Sorry, Twitter, we're not streaming today. I was just lazy and I didn't put the link up. So we're only streaming on YouTube and Facebook today. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button if you guys are first timers here. Hit the like button, please. Appreciate that a lot. Chelsea, good bit of defending by Rob Holding there. Ramsdale, thank God they haven't even given him work to do because he's been shocking today. But yeah, a lot of people are not happy about Eddie Nketiah getting taken off and substituted. But it looks like he's shut up shop. And like I said to you guys, if it works, it works. So, you know, we're quick to jump on Arteta's back when he gets it wrong. But when he gets it right, a lot of people go quiet. There's a few people who have been in the forum really busy this week. I wonder if they'll come out today.
Come on, boys. Get the ball
and congratulate what's going on the performance.
So Chelsea it's all Chelsea right now.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And we need to just hoof it away to give ourselves
we need to get some out, get
a breather.
This out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Rich Poe says, love the discussion around the game, fascinating. Looking at Klopp, Pep, though even Patrick Vieira and Rangnick, what's more important, coaches or players? Is Arteta the man? I think Arteta is the man. A lot of people won't agree. But then some people do agree, and I think
that's at the end of the season, as I always say.
I think that's fair enough. That's how normal teams will roll, isn't it? It's the same with you, Dave. Dave, do you think Tuchel's the man?
Yeah, 100%. I think.
What?
I think Tuchel.
Did you ask that question seriously?
Yeah, he's
Tuchel.
He's definitely the man. He's definitely the man.
And won everything.
What is?
I think.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I think for me to answer that question about Arteta's got to do what he's done today more often. You know, I can't.
Martinelli gets the ball, and
I can't sign off on Arteta getting a contract if he's not prepared to make these type of changes more frequently.
Oh my God!
Penalty. That is. I don't
he brings
know
on Saka. Saka's in the box here. You can see. Look, he just pushes Saka to the ground. That's really soft. But
there's no attempt to play the ball there whatsoever. Like
there isn't. I mean, he can't do that. That's the softest penalty you'll ever see. But you can't do that.
No, I looked and I thought, what is he doing? Like, it's not. If the ball's coming to him, then understandable. But that's just. What is
Saka's not going to take the penalty, is he? We don't have a penalty taker.
He's got the ball in his hand. He's going to take it because he's
I think he's going to take it.
Yeah, he's confident. He's confident.
There's a fight in the box, guys. It's Mendy and Gabriel. Ben White's trying to get Gabriel out of the situation.
Oh, do you know what? He's played an absolute blinder there, Saka.
Yeah, questionable defending there from Chelsea. I mean, that's all over the place.
I mean, he's played an absolute blinder. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's got vision of the ball, so he knows the ball's not going anywhere near him.
So he books Gabriel.
He's holding him. He's holding him.
Jacques hey, hear this. Jacques is telling Gabriel off for running his mouth.
I just love the referee just standing back and letting them do it and just saying,
the irony.
Just go on it.
Is he got Dave? he's holding his hand, isn't he?
Oh man,
that's ridiculous. That I don't understand. The ball's not even going to him, and he's there. We go. Here's the pen, lads.
Oh, we could do with those two.
Here's the penalty, guys.
Two goals for our goal difference.
Remember the World Cup, guys, when he missed for England? This is the first penalty he's taken for Arsenal. Right down the middle, my son.
Crazy game.
Yeah, as per you can't do that, bro.
Unbelievable. There you go. There you
Come
go.
on!
There you go.
Well, there's
Done.
your 4 goals, like I said.
Signed, sealed, delivered, lads.
And it's
Well
a
done.
well-taken penalty
You did
from
play it,
Saka.
Unbelievable.
It's a well-taken... boy. Coming into this game, guys, Arsenal's head were dropped. They were in a lack of form. Players had no belief. But the players have turned up. The managers turned it around with the tactics and the setup. The players have turned up to play and rewarded the manager with a performance, which really, that's a beautiful penalty. Who said that? Randolph. It is such a well-taken penalty. It was unsavable, really. Right into the corner, had good pace on it. Oh, isn't it nice to see smiling faces again? Commiserations to Dave, man. But, you know, like I said, Chelsea really had nothing to play for. They were in this hard place of they couldn't win the title and they're not going to lose the Champions League spot. And their home form was the thing for me. I always worried about Chelsea's home form.
Yes.
Perfect timing for us to play Chelsea.
I mean,
By the way, guys, this was Arsenal's game in hand. Gary said 4 Englishmen have scored. When did that last happen? Agreed. And this is why having a striker who can score goals is so important, because if your wide men can do it and you can chip in with some, that's your problem solved. Yeah. GK said we're about to do one on Man United. I can't wait for that game over the weekend. That's going to be a huge game.
Well, this is the thing. This is the Everton have just pulled one back against Leicester, 1-0.
Oh wow!
Richarlison, 93rd minute.
Oh wow! That's going to hurt them. That's going to hurt the league position.
Mm.
I think it's Lacazette's coming on. If anybody cared.
Yeah. Nay says we're back. Looking forward to Saturday now. GK says Laka off, Laka on. Sporty says Saka off for Lacazette as well. Vincey, I think Vincey's smiling. Tony's hilarious. Tony's on the phone. Tony's already partying. Vincey's trying to cheer himself up.
Nah, man. Apollo, listen, man. You know me. I'm about style of play, formation. You know, basics. You know, I don't get too carried away. 4-2, great result, but the formation for me gave us a chance. That's all I want. That's all I want the guys to have.
You don't ask for much, do you? Well, none of us do, but then some of us do as well.
I'm serious. If we don't have the right formation and the right players on the pitch, you ain't got a chance. You know, it's a young squad. We all know that, and you know, game on now.
Yeah, Rich Poe, I would say Arsenal are a top 6 team, because top 6 includes 6th, 5th, 4th.
You can't help yourself, can you?
No.
You just can't do it.
Oh God, who's this Facebook user here? Freddie says, "I will eat my hat tonight." Make sure it's a fedora, mate. Make sure it's a fedora. Gabrielle.
Wow.
They booked Gabriel. I thought they already booked Gabriel. That was a late one.
Well,
and that's it. It's full time, lads.
Full time, man.
Arteta unbeaten at Stamford Bridge.
Well done, lads. By the way, well done. Good game.
I don't know
what kind of testing. Appreciate that, man.
I don't know what kind of testing Lacazette did for COVID, but it's good to see him. It's good to see him
for
back.
real.
No.
Right, that's it. Game over. I'm gonna, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna get the player ratings ready. What a great result for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. Those kids. We said that their shoulders had dropped. We said that the season has gone. I said we need a point today and then to win out the season to get top 4. Now we still need to win at Tottenham. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You still need to win at Tottenham. That's the problem. But 6 games left. Arsenal need 5 wins and 1 draw. but they must beat Tottenham at their place. They must beat Tottenham at their place. If they do that and then win the next, win 4 out of the next 5 and draw 1 game, then Arsenal will finish 4th. I can't believe we're having this conversation and we're still where we are at the moment now. Let me work on these player ratings.
Dave, what's your home games for the rest of the season?
Let's have a look. I can't even remember. I'm in too much pain at the moment that
I just want to see if whether it's mathematically an option of Arsenal catching Chelsea with your home games, depending on who you got.
We've got. I'm just looking now. We've got West Ham, tough game. Wolves, tough game. Leicester, tough game, and we've got Watford. So we've got we've got to go to United as well. So we do have some tough games, and we've got to go to Everton and Leeds.
Okay.
So in all fairness, there's in terms of kind of like catching us. I mean, how much are you behind?
Because your home form's the one that's gonna, 6 points. I can see you dropping 6 at home.
I mean, it's not. I think the thing is, Arsenal's obviously come here with a game plan. I think the team that we went with made sense to press, made sense to kind of absolutely, sling Eddie on and pressure our back line. Not once did we look in control defensively. Not once did we look like we could handle the kind of the attack and the pressure that you're exerting on us. And I think it's just a template of what can happen if you don't put in. You see how much we miss players like Rudiger, Thiago Silva, obviously as well in the first half. I mean, Christensen. I mean, he's out of contract. I think if I'm him, I'm calling Barca right now and seeing if I can get that deal signed, because they've probably been watching the past few games and they'll probably be like, right, well, let us rescind that offer. So, I mean, he's been. I think it's an absolute. You've done a number on us today. And to be honest with you, it's been work rate and quality have got you the win today. And whenever a team wins through work rate, you can't knock it, can you?
Yeah.
There's no way you're scoring on the kind of Eddie Lacazette kind of discussion. There's no way Lacazette scores the goals that Eddie scores, because he wouldn't be in the position.
No.
He wouldn't have the work rate to score those goals and to capitalise on mistakes. So if you played Lacazette, he would have dropped in, played, tried to play hold up play, and I think if anything that would have suited us if you played Lacazette.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I agree. Good point.
I'm just looking at the table now. Obviously, we've got a game in hand which could see us through a little bit. But you're 5 points behind us. You and Tottenham both 57 points.
I mean, your goal difference is way superior. So, all you
8
need
goals
to
in it.
Win your game in hand. Don't draw too many, and you're safe.
I mean, eight goals can easily turn around if depending on results. Really, I mean, you have to win. Is your game at Tottenham or at the Emirates?
Is at Tottenham, I think.
It's at Tottenham.
Is at Tottenham.
That is mental. What a game that is.
So we're just looking at the league table now. You can see Burnley, Watford, Norwich at the bottom. Everton 4 points above Burnley with 31 games played. Not good for Everton at all. Not good at all.
They got a draw though, innit, today?
Yeah, they did. But they really needed a win.
Them points are gonna count at the end of it. Those Those single draws are going to be the difference.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
they
I
are.
think
Okay.
they've got 4 points in the last 6-7 games.
That point's almost like 3 points because their goal difference is is it 4 plus 4? So that's like it's 3 points tonight, that draw.
Right, guys. So I'm just going to be with you in a second.
I mean, out of interest, are you going to be doing MOM as well? I presume.
Yeah, I'm doing that now. I'm just putting the finishing touches together.
So we'll do ratings for all the players that played for Arsenal. And we'll do, based on those, obviously, normally the player with the highest rating is going to be your MOM. I think that's easily picked, though, tonight because 2 goals, terrific work rate.
Right, here we go, guys. Player ratings. I've got La African Guna coming to join the stream as well. So here's my player ratings, guys. Welcome to African Guna. Before I go into my player ratings, do you want to give me your assessment of what you thought about today's game?
Eddie. Oh my God. I mean, never really thought I would chant that, but you have to give him his props today. Literally, I didn't see how we were going to score at all during the entire game. Still surprised. Even when we were up 3-2, I still didn't think we'll be able to carry it out, and the boys did super well. Clinical finish by Saka at the end. I just think the change in formation was refreshing. I think, honestly, the partnership in midfield, El Neni and Xhaka, I think they did really well. They were quite solid. The game plan was just to sit back and counterattack. I still want to say I think we got a little bit lucky some of the goals. I mean, I'm not trying to be critical. I think we did get away with some things. And also Ramsdale was poor on that first goal, and even the second goal was poor. But overall, I mean, I'm just so happy and ecstatic with the win. So really, really happy. I don't want to get too carried away because, we can go on the weekend on Saturday and just completely lose it again against United. So I want to keep level-headed, but absolutely, hearts filled with joy right now. Wasn't expecting that. So super proud of the team. And I don't see Lacazette coming back into this team. Martinelli even getting a little bit of time up front. So a lot of the things that we've been asking for, even the fact that Holding played really well today, with Ben White playing as right back and then bringing in Cedric to be more, defensively solid to hold out the game. Everything that Arteta did today was spot on. I wasn't excited when I saw the starting lineup, but look, he pulled the result. So, again, we wait these last 7 games and see what he can do, and hopefully he can pull the Champions League spot. So yeah, super, super happy.
Excellent. Thoughts of the game. Actually, let me go around. Vincey, what was your overall thoughts of the game?
Formation. Love it. That's it, man. Just leave it. Formation, love it. Gave us the chance to play the football that I believe we can play. And put pressure on Chelsea, because you don't put pressure on Chelsea, they're going to spank you, and we were able to do that. So you can almost tell from my what I've said who's going to have my highest rating.
For real, I can't wait to hear you guys talk about Granit Xhaka. And we got Ebony in as well. Ebony, before we do the player ratings, let me know what your thoughts was about the game.
To be honest, I didn't watch the game, but the result came up on my notifications, and I thought, wow. But I was at a meeting today, and I did actually see Nketiah's first goal. So I ran into because I heard cheering, because I was in a pub. So I heard cheering, and then I went to look at the screen, and I saw it was like Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. And then as I was on the train, I got another notification. After 21 minutes, they drew. So, but yeah, I shall watch the highlights, but I'm here just to hear your thoughts.
They're all turning up, aren't they? You get a win versus Chelsea, and they're all coming in the stream now, aren't they? Look.
No, listen, I was angry when we lost against Crystal Palace.
For real, man.
Just
And me, I just took after Southampton. I just took a couple of days off. I went into the forum, looked at the meltdown, and said, "I'm not having any of this." And I went on to watch the Utah Jazz play Dallas Mavericks. We won that game. Then I went to enjoy Easter and spend time with the family. So, it's a year ago from my wife's father's passing. So we did all of that on Sunday. So I had a very sort of blessed weekend and took myself away from the forums and from all the social media madness. And
sometimes you have to.
Yeah, I have to. Because you know why? Because I've been down this road so much times before. I know what the fan base is like. And when it's in meltdown mode, you know, I'm not even going to... I used to try and sort of defend the positives, but I ain't even wasting my time doing that. I saw a lot of the things... I didn't even do Michelle's free good, free bad. I just stayed away from everything because I was like, "What's the point? No matter what I say, it's not gonna change anything." So I just thought, "I'm out. I'm leaving it." And then I did the preview with Dave yesterday, which was really good to just sort of talk about some of my frustrations and where I could see us winning or if we had a chance. And then today's game was just a fantastic result. But let's talk about the ratings now. Ratings, guys. Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 5. I just thought he was shaky. I mean, on the deliveries and set pieces, he didn't look comfortable at all. And that set the tone in the first 5 minutes. The first goal, I know that them guys say he was slightly unsighted, but it reminded me just of what happened against Brighton. I mean, he just looked... I would accept it if the ball was tucked in the corner, but he just looked clumsy. He just looked like he just didn't look like the player that... He looked like the player that we thought we were going to get when we first bought him. Let's just say that. And he needs to pick up his form. If we're going to do something in this running, he's going to have to be at the top of his game. But I gave him a 5 today. I couldn't give him any more than that. Ben White, I'm going to give a 6. I thought he played really aggressive. Not something he's accustomed to playing in that right back role. He did play there for Brighton quite a few times. He wasn't very assured, but he was up for it, man. He was flying into the duels, but he just wasn't sharp. And when I mean sharp, I mean he normally takes the ball out of the back four, plays out the back with authority. But he just didn't do that again. I think Chelsea worried him slightly as well. They pressed him. They made it uncomfortable for him. But I'm only going to give him a 6. Rob Holding, I'm going to give him a 6 as well. He looked like a man who hadn't played in, September, October, November, December, January, February. He ain't played in 8 months in the Premier League. He ain't started a game. But I thought he grew into the game in the second half. He made some key blocks, especially the ones that Tony was talking about, where he had 3 passes blocked and a couple of good clearances. So he grew into the game. And when it comes to winning the ball in the air, guys, there's no one better than Rob Holding. That's what he does. One game, I think it was against Liverpool, he came on with half an hour to go and had 22 clearances in just half an hour. It's what he does. He clears the ball. If the ball comes into the box in the air, he makes it his. He's good at what he's good at, but what he's poor at, he's poor at. And I thought today he did okay. Gabriel, I actually thought Gabriel had a really good game today. I gave him 7.5. His positioning today, his physicality, he was commanding in his area. Out of all of the centre backs, he looked the most assured. And Chelsea didn't have a lot of luck on that right hand side where he was. And I thought he had put in a very commanding display. I thought he was solid. And Chelsea, no matter what Chelsea did against Gabriel, he snuffed it out. Tavares, I'm going to give a 5. He had a horrible first half. We were talking about him getting pulled, and me and Tony said Arteta better not pull him, because if he does, he is done out here. And for that reason alone, just leave the poor kid on the field to give him at least something to build from. And he built from it. I thought he had some fine moments, especially when he went forward. And his passing started to get crispier, sharper in the second half as the game went on. And a lot of our revival had something to do with him playing a part of it. So credit, but I still can only give him a 5. But credit is due for him for turning up. And I think that you probably have to start him against Man United. You don't have a lot of options. As long as you're getting something out of this kid, hope that you can get something out where he will grow in that role. El Nene gets an 8. Oh my word! El Nene gets an 8, man. Are we not tired of this thing happening? This guy hasn't played for 4 months, and I'm talking about football. He ain't played football for 4 months. Last time he played was in Africa. He's not started for Arsenal since Chelsea in August. That's the last time he started a game, but he hasn't played football since the African Nations Cup. He was physical in the middle. He had the pace. He had the distribution. He was moving the ball quickly. He did a better job than Sambi. And I think that some of the people, including La African Guna and Vinci, I have to shout both of them out because I went against them when we were naming our team against Southampton, and they got it right. This guy put in a heady performance. He made all 11 team in the African Nations Cup because of his solid presence in the midfield. And today, what does he do? He comes in the midfield, does exactly the same thing which he did previously before. Just in the right place at the right time, disrupting Chelsea. When Havertz came on, El Nene went straight over to his side and snuffed him out. Solid game. Next up is Nketiah. Is Nketiah my last one? He is. Didn't I do Smith Rowe? I thought I did Smith Rowe and Odegaard. No,
Can someone turn their TV sound off?
It's not me. I don't know who it might be. It might be Ebony.
Yeah, that's it.
It looks like I skipped a little here. So Saka gets a 7.5. I thought he did okay. I thought obviously he won the penalty. He had some clear-cut chances, but just that little bit of polish. However, he was causing Chelsea the most concern in the first half, to the point where Chelsea had to restructure their game plan and their setup and formation just because this guy's on the pitch. Dave even said, as a non-Arsenal fan, the person he fears the most out of our team is Saka. And we don't normally hear that. We don't normally hear that third party of what other teams think about our setup. There's us talking about we want this player on, we want that player on, we want Pepe on. And other teams fear Saka the most. And in the first half, he was rinsing Marcus Alonso, literally putting him to the torch. So, Chelsea changed that up. And the second half was a little bit more of a battle. It was, they won a lot of goals in the second half. It was more who was going to win, that score first was going to win the game. And Saka, I thought, played a decent part in that. And that's why I give him a 7.5. Odegaard, I'm going to give him a solid 8. Where has this guy been for the last 5 games? He was at the heart of our attack, moving forward, pressing the ball, putting it into good positions. Just the way how he dictated the flow of the game. What frustrated me is that we didn't feed him enough. That's what frustrated me. But you know me, guys, I'm always going to give you a balanced view. And when it comes to Odegaard, I'm going to walk the walk and talk the talk. His defensive game, the pressing and the amount, he won 4 balls back in the final third. 4. He disrupts the Chelsea's ability to play the ball out of the back with his presence. And with Nketiah in front of him, that allowed maximum level pressure coming from Arsenal when Chelsea was trying to play the ball out. And it really disrupted Chelsea's game. It really did. What Eddie did and what Odegaard did, breaking up play, was key to Arsenal's midfield play. They made it easier for Xhaka and El Nene. So big credit there to Martin Odegaard for that. Smith Rowe. Let's talk about Smith Rowe. Not really seeing these levels from him today. And even in the first half, he was a little bit behind and he really did suffer from COVID. But some nice footwork in the box from him, late running into box, which got him his goal, first goal in 2022 for him to go on to the 10 he has, leads the team in 11 now. But we needed something like this. We needed goals coming from this team who've just been toothless over the last 4 games. And it's nice to see him running into the box unmarked, doing what he does best. I think his overall game was okay, but the fact that he chipped in with the goal, that was nice for him to really sort of step up and do that. But Eddie Nketiah is my man of the match. He gets a 9. And you've got to take your hat off for him. Being in the position he is, He's running back into the midfield, helping to win the ball back. He's harassing Chelsea, playing the ball out from the back. He's running everything down. He's chasing lost causes. He's the fox in the box. He's an opportunist. He looks for mistakes to happen. And that's why he picks up the ball. A couple of the goals today, you wouldn't have got that out of Lacazette. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't have got those from Lacazette. Then he has the time where he's running in. He had 3 crosses in where he tried to head in. 2 of them were wide. One of them, he had a shot which was wide right of the post as well. You're getting a threat from him. He's a threat. He's on the pitch, and within there, it makes you feel like this guy can score. We haven't felt like that with Lacazette in months. In months. Lacazette, in the last game he started, had 8 touches. 8. Eddie had what? 26 touches today. He had triple the amount of touches that Lacazette had in his last start. I rest my case. Well done, Eddie. Absolutely well done. This guy has 31 starts and 20 goals in his Arsenal career. I'll say that one more time. He started 31 games in his Arsenal career and scored 20 goals. And what frustrated me this season was fans saying he's not the answer. Don't even go to Eddie. He's not worth it. He's not going to make it. And that was with him not starting a single game this season. Last week against Southampton was his first start in the entire season in the league. And he has 2 starts and 2 goals. Not to mention the amount of times he's hit the post of late when he's come on for Lacazette. He's a threat. End of. Not Lacazette. Arteta gets a 9 for me today because he just did everything right that he needed to do. My frustration, though, and I agree with the other guys, is why didn't you do this before? Every game we've been asking for something to change. Players, formation, do something that's going to give this team a lift, and he did today. Credit to Arteta. Yeah? Last week's loss was on you. This week's win is on you. Yeah? Wear it. When it works, wear it. But when you get it wrong, own up to it. So that's it for me. Tony, you've got the conch.
I'm actually going to allow Dave because I respect that. Dave, you've come on and watched with us on, if you want to say what you want to say and jump off, because I know these guys will talk till midnight, especially on the back of a win. So, Dave, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'll give me 2 cents and then I'll leave you to it. I think from a Chelsea perspective, defensively was horrific, especially in the first half. I think energy in midfield, something's up with Kante. I know he's fasting, but at the same time, he doesn't look like the player that people are accustomed to. I think the goals that were scored by Eddie, I think, like you said, that it doesn't happen if Lacazette's playing. To capitalise on mistakes. I mean, Nketiah's second goal. I mean, Sarr's touches. I've just watched it back, completely woeful. And then the first goal again was a mistake from Christensen. So he's capitalised on opportunities that, you're not going to get that with Lacazette. You're not going to get that pressing style. And I think it works in Arteta's favour to have someone like Nketiah play who's going to put pressure on week in, week out on back lines and be that threat potentially, over the top as well. You got to hand it to Arteta. He matched up against Chelsea. I think when he would have seen the lineups though at the start of before the game, he must have thought we've got an opportunity today, because that's what I was thinking when I saw the lineups. I thought we haven't got a real pivot who can dictate play. We haven't got our back line not the greatest on the ball. Christensen's been shaky. There's a real opportunity for Arsenal today, and they took it. So fair play. Nothing more to say than that. And yeah, guys, enjoy it. You just have to, and hopefully, you get this full spot. I'd love you to get it over Spurs.
But it's it's all good winning a game like this, and these are the games that you can really celebrate. But it's the next game after this. Everyone wants the big wins like this, but it's always the games that you kind of go, that's a banker right there, or that's one that we have to win based on form. They're the ones that absolutely do you over. And so yeah, I'll leave it at that. Let you guys discuss from an Arsenal perspective. Enjoy it, and hopefully I'll see you on Friday if I can. And we'll do the Premier League thing, and we'll have more to say about that.
Much
Excellent,
appreciated,
bro. I appreciate
Dave.
that. Thanks a
very
lot, Dave.
much.
Later, people.
Nice one, mate.
See you later.
Right, before we go to Tony, let's just talk about, because I made a mistake here. I said Eddie had 24 touches. That was in the first half. So Eddie had 5 shots. He had 2 on target, 2 goals. He won 3 aerial duels. He had 37 touches compared to Lacazette's 8. 37 touches. Now, what that shows, and I always talk about movement, don't I, when I talk about Eddie? We talk about his work rate. But when someone has that high level of work rate, he's always available to receive the ball. And when you have a forward, a striker, touching the ball 37 times in one game, that's what you want. That tells you you're moving the ball effectively in the final third. That's what it tells you. So credit to him. Key passes, Martin Odegaard with 3 chances created in that game. Aerial duels 1 was again Rob Holding and Nketiah tied for aerial duels 1. Most touches in the game was Xhaka with 54 and Tavares with 57, and Tavares with 54, and El Nene with 53. El Nene had the highest passer rating, so Xhaka had 70%. He gave the ball away quite a bit. El Nene 90%. And by the way, I have to tell you guys, the player with the highest passing percentage in his Arsenal career is El Nene. El Nene has a 94%, 94.1% passing rating in the midfield in his Arsenal career.
It's false, bro. It's false.
Yeah, I'm sure it is,
false.
Tony.
No, you can't defend that because he's never playing the ball forward.
Right, total tackles, 4 for Gabriel and 3 from Ben White. Passes intercepted was El Nene 4, Saka 4. Clearances, Gabriel with 6. So that's why I gave Gabriel an 8, because he was just dominant on the defensive end. He had 6 clearances to lead the team. Block shots, Rob Holding with 2, Gabriel with 1. Some good stats there. Tony, over to you, bro.
Okay, so let's make this nice and short. By the way, welcome, Ebony. How you doing? Hope you're well, sister.
Thank you.
Very quickly then. So Ramsdale, he's still having a bit of a torrid time at the moment. But I'm going to give him 6. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he may...
Tony, do you want to hold on for a second? Hold on, Tony.
Yeah. Listening to Arteta.
What would you say about Eddie Nketiah's performance tonight? Not just his goals, but his work rate off of the ball.
What I've been saying all the time about Eddie, when you look at him in training, how he behaves and how humble and hungry he is at the same time, good things happen. Good things happen to good people, the same as Mohamed Elneny and Rob Holding. If we see the training session they did on Sunday after we lost against Southampton, this is what we want, in my opinion.
Nketiah's display tonight, does that prove his commitment is here right now, even if his future is uncertain?
He has proven that all the season, and he hasn't given any signs of anything absolutely different. So if I'm happy for someone, it's especially him, because I know what he's been through.
What did you say to the players at half-time? Because you've been pegged back twice.
That we had to stay in the game, and the game was there for the taking. The shape they were playing had a lot of risk as well, and a lot of spaces for us to be used. We had to improve in 1 or 2 things that we weren't doing well enough, but the game was there, and physically we knew as well that they played 2 days ago, and we could end up on top of that in the second half.
Your smile when you walked in the room tells us how happy you are. But what do you like the most tonight?
what I love is the spirit of these players. And when you lose matches, you get punished and you get criticized. But for these players, I don't care because it's so worth it. They are phenomenal people. And as a group, they are really growing and they're really enjoying to have that. And then for our people, because I know that with all the hypes and the the expectation that they had has been really disappointing for them. So for us to win a London derby away from home the way we did it, I'm really happy for them as well.
Of course, this 3 points puts you back in the mix, brings back the conviction, but also the fact that you've done it here. Will that help you in so many huge games you've got coming up? Manchester United, of course, small match of North London derby. If you've got this in your locker recently, will that help in those games?
I think it will help because that gives you confidence and belief that you can do it at the biggest stage away from home against the top teams in this league. And hopefully they can believe more in themselves.
Thanks, Miguel.
Thank you.
Right, so before I go on to Tony, I just want to say 2 things there. One, Arteta, you're a damn fool. Because, look, I love Arteta probably more than anybody here. And for you to come out with that statement, you've just contradicted yourself. You've said you've seen what Eddie can do in every practice session. Well, if that's the truth, then why didn't you start him earlier? Why have I had to wait till the end of the season to watch my guy come on the field? It's just pathetic. The guy's record for Arsenal when he starts is phenomenal. And it's frustrating because I've had to sit down and watch him on the bench, come off and get 2 minutes here, 6 minutes here, 7 minutes here. And then you come up on here with this foolishness and tell me you've seen what he can do in training every day and that he deserves it. What that's done, Arteta, is it's hurt the team because for months you've been starting somebody who's toothless, who doesn't even shoot on goal, who's no threat to other teams, opposing teams. We've sat down in the chair watching the games and looking at defenders put under no pressure whatsoever for months. And then you come out and make a statement like that. That is a damn foolish statement. That has just completely discredited you as someone who's supporting Eddie Nketiah. And I take that personally because Eddie is my boy. But that's wrong for you to come out and say that. That does Eddie no good. It really doesn't. And that's why he's leaving. Sorry, Vincey, before you say something, the second thing is we have to remember, guys, Arsenal have won 6 out of their last games away from home with this win here today. Make it quick, Vincey, because Tony's got to do his player ratings.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to allow you to berate Arteta tonight after that press conference, because at this stage in the season, you're not going to tell me that you're going to believe every word that Arteta says. I'm not going to have that. You cannot berate him after that because he talks nonsense at the best of times in some of his press conferences. So just leave it at that. I'm not going to have you do that.
Yeah, it's a good thing I got my wedding before you made that statement. Tony, go ahead, bro. Tony rubbing his face there, man.
Oh, man. I don't even know what to say. You guys have just brought the noise. You brought the pain.
That upset me, him saying that, man, because you know how much of a big Eddie fan I am.
I know. Yeah, but it's a coach. What did you expect to say?
And listen, no one on the forum's going to say that, so that's why I have to come out and say it.
I don't listen to his press conferences because he just talks the same nonsense, man. I don't do it.
I'm totally feeling your pain, brother, because I just don't understand how you come out in public and say what you just said about a player who you've shown the most disrespect to in his entire time at the club. It's nonsensical. So, yeah, I feel your pain, Apollo.
My blood is boiling, bro.
Let me get on with these player ratings.
Look at the African Gooner sitting down there.
I have comments to say about it, but whatever.
No, go on.
I mean, look, I totally hear your point. First of all, I think Pepe is the most disrespected player, but I see the point about Eddie, and I think from my perspective, he's not good enough, right? And we can go back to last season and So I'm not upset at Arteta for not playing him in general. Yes, I'm upset that he should have been playing way earlier than today, but it still doesn't change my opinion, you know? And when I do my player ratings, I'm going to state that, I mean, this is a perfect goodbye for Nketiah. He's giving back to Arsenal what he is deserved to Arsenal for bringing him up, for spending the time to create him as a player and as a brand, right? So for me, it doesn't change anything. I wish him the best. I think he did it amazing today. He's my man of the match, which I'll go into, but I don't think it changes anything. And I don't think Arteta is wrong for saying that. As Vinci said, he's gonna say whatever he's gonna say a bunch of nonsense. What is he gonna say? He's the coach. He's never gonna say
All
something
season
bad
he's been doing
about
that.
his players. Like, what do you expect from him? Even if Pepe scored 2 goals today, he would have said the same thing. So, yeah, that's just my perspective. But I totally feel your pain, both from your side.
Tony, you got the conch.
Ebony, do you want to chip in on it?
I agree with both you and Apollo. The man chat's rubbish. And I've been saying for the past, how long? About Eddie Nketiah. Give the boy a chance. He's going to get misses. He's going to miss from time to time. And the fact is, he started today and look what he does. In the meantime, you want to start Lacazette, who isn't on fire. And at the same time, you've got Nketiah, who's been rotting on the bench, and he comes out of that statement. Shut up, Arteta. I love you, Mikel. I love you, but shut up.
Okay. So back to player ratings. I'm gonna slightly upgrade on Ramsdale from your vote to a 6, because I don't think certainly the first goal neither goal, because he really doesn't get a chance at either of the 2 goals. In all honesty, there is some flapping, which is why his mark's so low. You know, some poor judgment in coming out for balls. So he's getting a 6 from me. Ben White gets a 6.5. Holding gets a 6.5. Gabriel gets a 6.5. I felt like the back 3 weren't at the races for periods of that game.
First half, for sure.
You know, look, 2 goals conceded. You know, there was a time when we were chomping on the bit about how good we were as a defensive unit and the fact that we were keeping clean sheets. I'm happy that Chelsea played Romelu Lukaku, because I'm almost certain had they started with Kai Havertz, we get terrorized for 90 minutes and they score more goals. But 6.5 for the 3. Well done. We got the win. Then we move up the park. So if I go with the defensive players first, because I think you've put your players in an order which doesn't go from the back to the front, the next 2 players would be Xhaka and El Neni. So Xhaka, El Neni, and Tavares. So Xhaka, I actually thought had a decent game. I thought he put himself about, he made himself a menace, and he had some decent passing today. Because I kind of felt like there was a necessity for him to be more progressive than he normally is, even though he played more defensively than he normally does. Because as we've alluded to previously, he normally plays higher up the pitch, with Partey being that single pivot. So today we had the double pivot, maybe even a 3-way pivot, where him and El Neni and at times Tavares, you know, would sort of try to contain Chelsea. And I think to a degree, I think we won that battle. I think we won that midfield battle. And that is something that before the game, I didn't think we would be capable of doing. So I've got to give credit to those players. I'm going to give Granit Xhaka 7.5, El Neni 7.5, and Tavares 7. I don't think he was that bad. He made some errors, but bearing in mind from where he's come from, today he had a good game. I don't think he had a 5 game. I think he had a good game against a very good team. You know, I mean, let's not forget, he's got Reece James, who is to me, you know, up there with Trent. You know, he's up there with Trent. So his job was difficult, and he didn't completely capitulate. he may be the one who was responsible for allowing who came in on the back of him to score the goal.
Azpilicueta.
I think it was him responsible for that. But other than that, I think he was, pretty good. So I'm going to upgrade him, Tavares, to a 7. Then that moves me on to Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah. So Saka, in points, had Alonso on toast, but wasn't able to really kill the game. But I think he deserves, look, he scores a goal. He's easily one of our most threatening players, as Dave said, when he looks at Arsenal, the player that he fears most is Saka. And today, I think Chelsea did fear Saka. So I'm going to go with an 8 for Saka. I'm going to go with a 7 for Odegaard because I don't think he was as good as he could have been. I don't think he demands the ball as much as he should do. As the captain and as our best creative midfielder, I think he should be demanding the ball a hell of a lot more. He needs to impose himself in this type of game. Smith Rowe gets a 7.5 because his finish was superb. But other than that, he was not really in the game so much, which is why Saka gets a higher grade. But Smith Rowe obviously scored his goal from open play. And that leaves El Neni, right? Nketiah, who is my man of the match, worked tirelessly for the team, put in a great shift, caused Chelsea kittens at the back. And as Dave said, he didn't let Mendy have time to ping balls. He didn't give Mendy time to just play it around the back 4 or back 3, whatever they were playing at the time. So I'm going to give my man of the match to Nketiah. Solid 9. Well done to that guy. The manager, look, anytime you go to Chelsea and you win 4-2, you've got to be commended. The game started off pretty hectic for me. And based on the first half, if the game finished at half time, he probably gets a 5. Because to me, he's had his hand forced to make some changes. He's made those changes. And to be honest, some of it looked pretty calamitous at points in that first half. I'm only basing this on the first half. Let me speak. So on the first half, it looked calamitous, especially at the back. But we did score 2 opportunist goals. But the game got better in the second half. So, as I said, you can't really not give him a good grade when you go to Chelsea and you win 4-2 at their ground. I'm going to give him an 8, which is a very good mark. Definitely not a 9, but a good 8 for a fantastic result, which gets all of the fan base on side, because now the hope goes up again that we could get 5th.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not saying 4th. I'm saying 5th.
Beat a top 3 team away from home, man.
Yeah, which is
unbelievable.
In itself, you've got to say, look, we just haven't been doing that for seasons. I mean,
we've got a good record against Chelsea. I did say that.
So that's me, guys. Thank you very much for your patience.
G is given Ramsdale a 4, White a 7, Holden a 7. I think that's a bit genuine. It's generous to the centre backs. Gabriel 8, Saka 8, Odegaard 8, Smith Rowe 7.5, Tavares 4. Xhaka 7.5, El Nene 8, Zaketia 9, Arteta 9. I'm just checking to see if you guys have put any player ratings on there. Is there anybody else with ratings? Guys, you can put your ratings up on here. GK says man of the match. Who was he talking about? El Nene put in just reading. So there's not a lot of guys putting the player ratings down. Okay. Kuke says always back Eddie. People need to really respect his name. England under 21 all-time scorer is some achievement. He's 22 now, ready to step up. Looks much stronger. I think he's been doing some weight work. You can see he is 22 years old. He's definitely physically. 2 years ago, I probably said he might have struggled as a striker, but you look at him now, and he's getting his head to the ball, and he's out jumping some centre backs. I mean, you look at some forwards that are doing that at that level. We play against Man City and watch Raheem Sterling out jump our guys. So the fact of the matter is his positioning. That's what I'm most impressed with. He's always in the right place, and defenders don't like that. Defenders like it when you're not making the runs into the box, when you're not in their area, you're not sniffing around for opportunities. Defenders don't like that. They prefer if you're away from them, you don't make them runs in, you don't put your body on them. They like it when you're at a distance, like Lacazette. They don't like it when you're in your face like Eddie and you're nosy. You're playing nosy Parker, snooping around for a little to nick a goal here or there. They don't like that. Let's go to Vincey. Vincey, you got the conch. No, you need to go. All right. You go first then.
Yeah, man.
Cool. I think I agree with the Ramsdale rating of 5. I think totally agree with your points in terms of not really. Yeah, he's not really the same player in terms of confidence and just performance-wise. His distribution a bit off sometimes. He's been very flappy and he's been conceding some really soft goals. So definitely agree with 5. I'm going to give Ben White a 7.5. I think he was really, really good. I think there was one tackle that him and Xhaka made in the first 5 minutes of the game, which prevented it from going 1-0. I think that would have been disastrous. And also remember that he played technically as the right center back, right? So, I mean, he was playing on the right side, which is usually not his position, which gives him bonus points for me for, playing out of position and being so strong. I'm going to give a holding a 7. I think he was really, really good. He was cramping at the end as well. And that was good to see because that's how hard he was working. And I was really impressed for someone who hasn't been playing at all and then gets thrown into the team to play with that type of emotion and heart and do a good job and not make any mistakes. I was quite happy with him. Gabriel, I'd give him an 8, but I'm going to mark him down to 7.5 because of the yellow card that he got over the penalty. I think the stupidness, foolishness. If he had 4 yellow cards and that was his 5th and he was out for the game, for like the next game, it was just unnecessary. There was no reason for him to be involved in that scenario. Apart from that, I mean, really, really good. Covering on the left as the left center back. I mean, he was really putting it on Reece James. He was coming out, clearing everything. I enjoyed watching him play. Should I go with the same order as you, or should I go in the order?
Whichever you want to go in. Yeah, I went with formation order, and then I just mixed it around a little bit.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to go with Xhaka and El Neni. I'm going to give Xhaka a 7.5. I think he played well enough to deserve a rating today, honestly. I mean, that nutmeg that he did on Alonso, wow. Like, Alonso needs to retire. Like,
yeah, somebody said that in the chat.
Nutmeg by Granit Xhaka. And not only that, like, he got around him, too, and carried on the play, and then we scored. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Your life is over when that happens, isn't it?
Absolutely. When I saw that, I had no words. I was speechless. And you have to give credit to him. I mean, today was one of those games where Xhaka had so much confidence that he was either going to have a phenomenal game or he was going to get too confident and do something stupid. And luckily for us, he was pretty good today. I mean, he was defensively very good. He was in positions where he was blocking. And the key thing for me is he's not making fouls anymore. Even being back in his normal position, he didn't get a yellow card. He didn't make stupid fouls. So I'm quite happy with him. And El Neni, I'm going to give an 8 as well. I mean, Mohamed El Messi, right? That's his nickname. I mean, not playing for the whole season and then coming into a game like this, the tackles that he was making, again, like not making any bad passes, keeping it consistent, playing simple. And that's what El Neni's good at, is playing simple. And I think in a game like this, when we didn't have a lot of the possession, it was a game suited for him, right? Being there with Xhaka, where we're kind of really compact. It wasn't an open game. It was a game where really we were just giving the ball to Odegaard and the front three and letting them do the rest of the work. And the rest of the team was pretty much just defending. And so for me, I was impressed with him. I think moving forward, because Partey's out for the rest of the season, I think we stick with this formation. And I think Lokonga, as good as he can be, he's still young, he's still raw. And I think moving forward, El Neni needs to just play out the last 6-7 games with Xhaka. Who's next? Tavares. I'm going to give Tavares a 5. I agree with Apollo. He was not good at all. I don't know what Tony's talking about. He kept giving the ball away. There was even simple headers that he would just give straight to Chelsea. Like, Chelsea would make a mistake and we could pounce on it and we have like a one-man advantage, and then it's coming straight to him and he heads the ball right back to, like, he completely ruins the chance for us. He's just too raw, makes too many mistakes, and it's nothing against him. I'm just being, fair. Like, that's what I saw from his game. Yes, he has good attributes, but he just makes too many mistakes for this high level. He's still too raw for me. He still needs to learn his trade. I think he's a decent backup, but he can be playing against, top teams for me. And I think even that shot that he had when Cedric effed up the whole chance and went behind Martinelli, and then he got the ball and then he shoots it with his right foot. He doesn't even get it on target, right? Like, it was just, I think if Tierney's in that position, that's top right corner. And that's a goal. So I don't want to be too harsh on him, but I don't think he was a 7 today. He was a 5. He did a good job for his expectations, from my part. So who was next? On the right side, Saka. I'm giving Saka a 9, guys. I'm giving Saka a 9. Amazing. For me, has all the threat. If you watch that game back, he played all over the pitch.
Yeah, I know.
Back, right back, right wing, left wing. He was all over the place. And he had Alonso on toast today. For me today, I mean, if Nketiah didn't score those 2 goals, Saka would have been my man of the match. Even ice cold penalty, considering that the last penalty I think he missed for England in the final.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. Yeah, it was a perfect penalty.
And if you see my star boy Martinelli, our client, he wanted that penalty, but there was no conversation. Saka took the ball and he was like, "Nah, man, it's my responsibility." And it was ice cold finish. Let's not forget, Mendy's a really good keeper. He had a really bad game today, but still, in terms of penalty stops, he's good as well. So I'm really happy that Saka got his goal. I think he deserved it. He worked really hard for the team. I think if we look at the stats, he probably ran the most for me by far in the entire team.
That's well said.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? These are the type of players, right? El Neni gets paid a lot of money. He's been playing for Arsenal for quite a long time, and I think a self-assessment from El Neni, I think he knows he's not Arsenal material, right? So when it comes to performances like this, he gives 110%, and that's what the fans want. It's okay if you're not the best, but if you're trying your best and you're putting 110%, the fans will love you and they'll appreciate you when you have a good performance. So my last player. Oh, so did I go Smith Rowe? I forgot Smith Rowe. I'm gonna go 7 with Smith Rowe as well. I think his goal was a bit lucky. I don't know, Tony. It was a good finish, but I think it was a little bit of luck. I mean, it's trade finish. I think the way it just happened, it caught Mendy off guard. There was players in between. It was a good finish. Look, I'm not complaining. I was ecstatic when he scored. So for me, I think I was quite upset that Martinelli didn't start over him, but I think he contributed, right? I think in the last few games, he hasn't been involved in the team. So for me today, it was a good decision from Arteta. And finally, Nketiah, 10. Eddie.
Just a brilliant display, man.
Best game I've seen him play. It doesn't change my opinion, but I'm fair. I give credit when credit's due.
Yeah, you do.
All over the place. Running through the channels, going for headers. I mean, that second goal, that's all him. He even effed it up. I thought he messed it up. He hit off a defender, and he still managed to put it in. And I was like, what? Like,
but do you remember what I said to you last month? And this is something which should stick with you, is that my love for Eddie is for him to be an Arsenal player and for him to get in his shots at doing what he does best. a lot of people mistake what I say and thinking, he should out and out be our main striker. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he should be a part of the rotation, and some games he should start, some games he shouldn't start. But we definitely need him when we have a Europa League schedule, League Cup schedule, FA Cup schedule. We definitely need a player like that. And because he's leaving now, not only do we have to find a striker to replace Lacazette, we have, more importantly, we need to have another one to replace Eddie, because whoever we buy is not going to play 60 games next season. They're just not. So what are you going to do when you're in the League Cup and you're in the FA Cup? So a lot of people get my wires crossed when I talk about Nketiah, because Nketiah for me is a need in this team. And if he's not here, you're going to have to find a second option who will push for you for the first option and who will play in those other games that the main striker can't play in. And he's perfect for that.
I'll ask a quick question. Is it Arteta's man management skills?
Not
no,
in my
because
opinion.
Arteta just came out and said that he's brilliant in practice and he should be playing.
No, but Apollo, come on. Like, again, Wenger has said Chamberlain is not going to leave, and then he sold Chamberlain the next day. I mean, we've seen managers say a lot of stupid stuff. As Vinci said, like, he has to say it for the camera. What do you expect him to say? Any coach, it's not just Arteta. Any coach is going to say, praise a player right after the performance. I definitely hear your point on Eddie. My feedback to that is, one, today the attitude was right, and that's my problem with Nketiah. Today he wanted it. You could see from the get-go he was just on a different level. He's not on that level consistently enough for me. Today was one of those games.
This is only his second start of the season, mate.
No, but Apollo, I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 years. I'm not just talking about now, right? I'm talking about all the minutes that I've seen him play. Europa League, FA Cup, Premier. I'm talking about everything. When he's on it, he has games like today where he was untouchable, but he's not going to have this game again consistently for the rest of the season. That's just my opinion.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
It's just my opinion from seeing him. Today was just one of those days where he was on his game and he was untouchable. And players have games like that where they're just really good, they're feeling good, and then they just have a good game. And I think that's what it was with Nketiah. And for me, the problem I have, Apollo, is I agree. He should be maybe the second striker. But my problem is that Arsenal never buy good enough players. That's why I'm never happy with the Nketiah or a Reece Nelson or Iwobi, because I know that eventually will be our freaking starters, because we just never have the squad depth. So I'd rather not have them in the team, period, and just have, experienced star players than have these average players that could do a job. Because, for me, I see if we have Nketiah, we have Balogun, we have Martinelli. What's the point of keeping Nketiah? In my opinion. And I told you this about Willock. I told you this about Iwobi. And look at where they are now. And I promise you, Reece Nelson, it will be the exact same thing. These guys are good players, but they're never going to reach the top. And I know that you have an affinity to these players because they're academy players, they're British players. It's a culmination of things. But from an outside perspective that's non-biased, Nketiah is a good player for a Premier League team like Newcastle. A mid-table. He's never going to be a top 4 striker. So I agree with you. Perhaps maybe next season he could play a backup role if we make Europe. But for me, we go and get two new strikers. We get a new winger, and we take Martinelli and we play him as a striker. So we don't really need him, right? And if we bring back Balogun, there's no space for him, in my opinion.
Serge Gnabry in the false 9. People are talking about that now, following the likes of Man City and Liverpool and Chelsea by not using a striker.
Arsenal's never going to sign back a player that we've sold. Whether it was Ramsey or Fabregas, Cazorla, whatever the case is, it's not the style that Arsenal have. So, yeah.
Okay, much appreciated for that, guys. I can hear television in the background, by the way, guys.
Sorry, mate, that was me.
In closing, my heart is filled with joy. I'm going to sleep with peace tonight. As I said, I want to reiterate against Man U. Man U have been shit. They got destroyed last night. But Arsenal, we lose 3. We beat Chelsea 4-2. And then we lose 3-0 against United. So, I had no hope for today. I'm super ecstatic. I really wasn't expecting that. So I'm going to keep calm and hope that we do it against Man U. If we beat Man U, we're getting top 4.
I think this is a very sensitive subject, guys. And I don't know whether Cristiano Ronaldo is going to play, because I want to give a shout out to him for the death of his son, his baby, a couple of days ago, and maybe they've given him some time off. So I don't think he's going to play on Saturday. he is Man United. If he's not playing, then they ain't scoring. So I don't know how that situation is going to work out, but we'll just have to wait and see. United are dead food, man. Proper dead food.
So are we. So we can be dead food too. So let's be careful.
Food on Saturday.
All right, African Gunner, peace, man. I hope everything goes well.
Right.
Love to your parents as well, man. All right, nice one. Vincey, you got the conch.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna go back to front. I'm gonna start with Arteta because it needs to happen. Without the formation change, we wouldn't be sitting out here with smiles on our faces. Yes, he's had to do something, but he's been bold enough to do what I've been asking him to do early on in the season, to allow the guys to play a formation that's going to use their attributes. And yes, we rode our luck in the first half, and it took a bit of adjusting to the game. But recognise we went away from home, and we actually took the game. We weren't afraid to be open and take the game to Chelsea. So I'm going to give Arteta a 10 for that. I'm giving him a 10 because this is out of the blue.
What?
This is out of the blue. No, I'm serious. For Arteta to do this is the reason why I said this is the reason why I said we'd finish 9th, because Arteta wasn't bold enough to make these type of decisions. And
he's right, Tony.
And this
he's
is
right. Lacazette was in training today, Tony. Yeah. Vincey's right.
And these are the reasons why I hold a big question mark over Arteta, because making these decisions is what got us to winning the FA Cup. He's moved away from it this season and gone safe. I don't like safe from a manager. I want him to make bold decisions. He's got the knowledge to do that. Yeah. And because of what's happened in those recent games, those 3 recent games, he's had to make these decisions. I need him to do this more often. So I'm going to give him a 10 for this, because this is out of the blue. And this is what I wanted. So Arteta gets a 10. My man of the match, just like the African Gooner, I'm going to give Nketiah a 10. You know, my biggest problem with Nketiah is when he does get opportunities, we don't play his type of football. Tonight, he played his football. He took his opportunities. He took the chances that he made for himself. And this is, again, another area where Arsenal haven't been finishing quality chances. Today, we had opportunities. Yes, we've missed quite a few of them, but we actually scored 4. So I want to give him big props, Nketiah, today. 10. And Nani, I'm probably going to give him a 9 today, El Nene, because African Gunner like myself, we've been calling for him to come in midfield just to, with Partey out, to assist in midfield. And you can see what he did today. Yes, he was shaky in the first half, but he was able, as Apollo mentioned, when Havertz came on, locked him down.
Locked him down, man.
And that's what we need in midfield, you know, alongside Xhaka. Today, for me, both of them were outstanding. So, and then he gets a 9. Nketiah gets a 10. And Xhaka, for me, gets... I want to give Xhaka a 9 as well. Because midfield, those two did what they needed to do. Yeah, this is a performance. People maybe say 9 for Xhaka. Nutmeg a man, running both sides of the pitch, sets up a goal. He sat deep today. He sat deep and did what he needed to do.
He sat on Lukaku. He took Lukaku out the game. He sat on him in the entirety of the first half. Yeah. To the point where Tuchel had to take Lukaku off because he weren't getting nothing from him because Xhaka was in his pocket. I can't believe I just said that.
And for me, I'm looking, I'm thinking...
Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to snap that little bit of clip, what that Apollo just said, will get snipped out of the show. I will repost that every show from now on that I'm in.
Please
Yes,
do.
every show I'm in,
Oh.
you will hear that little soundbite from Apollo.
Please do. You should actually start. You should actually start the stream. Each stream.
All right, don't push your luck, guys. The biggest question is, will Arsenal get into the top 4 with him? That's the one I've been waiting to hear.
I think we can do it, but I think that Arteta's got to be bold, man. He's got a young squad. Just give them the opportunity. You know, don't be too timid, because when you're timid and you don't do nothing, what happened in the last 3 games? That's what happens.
GK is cheeky, man. GK is cheeky.
So yeah, man. 9 for Xhaka. Tavares, I'm going to give him a 6. He's had a tough few games. You know what? He did. Nketiah's first goal, yeah. Tavares did that ball out. And I said again, with the formation, allow that to happen. He chased it down. These are the things where, you know, Tavares intercepted. I think it was for the 3rd goal.
Yeah.
If he wasn't high up in that position with the formation, he wouldn't be there.
He snuffed it out, didn't he?
Exactly. And he used his attributes. So I'm gonna give him a 6. He's gonna grow, but he did all right today. Smith Rowe, I'm gonna give him a 7 again. Took his goal well, nice finish, but wasn't as sparky as we'd like to see. Odegaard, I'd give him a 7.5. Yes, he did have some key passes in the final third, but first half he did look a bit shaky for me. And he does get on the ball, but he did lose the ball quite a bit today for me. So I'm going to give him 7.5. Saka, for me, I'm going to give him an 8.5 today. I agree with Tony's comments that he did. Was it Alonso? He had him. Yeah. He was rinsing him, but to take that penalty the way he did,
that was just brilliant.
I'm going to give him props. That's what we need. You know, he's going to grow. As I said, many players grew tonight in that formation. I'm going to give him props 8.5. Gabriel, I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he had a good game today. Again, stupid with that yellow card, but I think he was the best of our defenders tonight. Holding, I'm going to give him a 7 for that performance. You know, just turn up, play the way he played. He had a tough first half, but he gave his all. So I want to give him a 7. White, I'm going to give a 6.5 today. I like to see. I think again with 3 at the back, you can see the attributes that White has, where he can bring that ball forward in that position and not go too far into midfield. Where sometimes when he's as a centre back, he's dribbling past too many players and getting himself in trouble. So 6.5 for White. Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 5. He had a torrid first half. I don't think he felt comfortable with the formation as to how he naturally plays his game, because normally he's a lot more calmer in that position. But you know, I can't fault him for that second goal because he was blindsided with the deflection. But yeah, I'm just over the moon with that formation. So big up Arteta and Nketiah. All the plaudits to you, bro.
So, guys, I think Ebony said she didn't see the game, so she probably wouldn't be doing any player ratings. But G says, go to some comments. G says, winning away 4-2 to the team that won 6-0 away to the team we lost 1-0 to at the weekend. It's exhausting being a Gooner. Kuke says, I wonder what Spurs fans thought of that game. GK's already on the clip. He also says all managers have moments where they say ignorant stuff. Very true. Wenger? I don't know. Wenger was a media darling. Wenger was so good.
Sometimes Wenger said some stupid stuff, and
I'm not sure.
One of the things that he always said was belief. and mental strength.
Yeah, desire. I think that's where I get it from when I talk about heart desire, and I think I get it from Arsene. GK says El Nene had few of those man of the match performances. His time here, though, they just go unnoticed by the fans. They do. And what ruined him was Emery. When Emery played him left back, and when he played him centre back, oh my God, El Nene said he's off. I remember he shops at the Sainsbury's in London Coney. El Nene normally goes there with his little kid and his wife. And it was just like, you could see from his face that he just wasn't enjoying it under Emery. 2-2s, he asked for the loan and he was gone. And as soon as Arteta came back and looked at what and then he could do in the midfield, he's just like, I'm keeping him. Sporty Jordan said, Tuchel saw Arsenal's team sheet with both full-backs out, our best midfielder in Partey out, and the only reputable striker on the bench, and was licking these chops with disrespect.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, God. So, yeah, let me get rid of these play ratings. So, everybody, I'm not going to keep you too long because it's nearly 11 o'clock now. So let's just get our closing comments on it. Me personally, like I said, today's result would dictate the rest of the season. And Arsenal can now look at this and think that they might have a chance at top 4. But my initial perspective is I thought this team was going to finish 8th. Even last week, I said, here comes 8th again. 8th is on the way. But a top 6 is definitely something which I think that they can go with. Top 4 is really going to come down to a lot of things. Can Spurs beat a team like this, Arsenal team, at their place? No. Can Spurs win at Anfield? I don't think they will. Sorry, Liverpool are just on a different level right now.
No.
Spurs are going to lose at Anfield, regardless of what anybody likes to say. It's really down to Arsenal what they can do. It's in your hands. If you win out the season and beat Spurs, you're in. Can't be no more simple. We are miles away from where we were. Remember, this all started when we had 18 games to play. We only got 6 games left. That's it. It's crunch time now. 6 games left.
If you think about it, a draw at Spurs and Spurs losing to Liverpool, still wins us that 4th place.
It does, yeah. I didn't think of it that way, but now you've mentioned it, as clear as the eye can see.
Yeah.
But then it's up to us to actually win the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So it's the games that are important are Man United on Saturday, West Ham away. Spurs,
agreed.
We need to get something.
I think we'll win.
I'm convinced Spurs will drop 3 points at Anfield. We just need to do what we can do, and we could potentially. But, I fell off the 4th place for a long time. If Arsenal start playing that stupidness. It's interesting because I don't know if anyone's seen the pictures today of Thomas Partey on the bike.
No.
You didn't see the pictures of Thomas Partey on the stationary bike today?
No, I didn't. But Colin texted me because I remember talking about him in the preview last night saying Tierney is definitely out for the season. Partey has not been said that he's out. There's no...
So
nothing official.
He's on his Insta today saying, I'm doing everything I can basically to get back on the pitch. And he's on his bike riding. And it's like, well, this is interesting. The other interesting bit of news, which I didn't mention it before, but I do want to quickly mention. Have you heard about Nketiah possibly playing for Ghana?
Yeah. I told you guys, didn't I bring it up when I talked about the...
Hudson-Odoi.
No, there was somebody I was talking about who was going to play for America. Is it Balogun? Oh, no, it wasn't Balogun. Who was the guy? Oh, I can't remember who. It's gone from me now. I remember talking about it when I was discussing the player who was going to play for America, who changed his mind. But I think that would be brilliant for Eddie. Yeah. I really do.
I would do it. I would do it if I was him.
Me too.
I think more players should play Bertrand will support me on this argument. More players should play for their home nation if, you know what I mean, given the opportunity. He ain't going to get a look in at England, I don't think, at the top end. I don't think. So he might as well. And let's be honest,
I was right.
Now, he should be doing everything in his power to try and join that World Cup party for Qatar.
So I was right. It was you and Vincey and Neomis I was talking to, and the conversation is when I told you guys about Balogun choosing America over England. So he's officially, and then I talked about Nketiah at that time, but it wasn't official then with Nketiah whether he would go. But yeah, Balogun is officially an American player.
Was he born there?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah. Technically, obviously, he's one of his parents is Nigerian as well, so he could have gone anywhere. Yeah, he could have gone anywhere, but yeah, it's a crazy one. I would love Nketiah to play for Ghana. That would be amazing for him.
It's a bit like Hudson-Odoi because he's gone to play for, is it Ghana as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I don't blame Nketiah. I really don't. I just think that Gareth Southgate just doesn't have room for him because he's got so many favourite players already.
I'll tell you what, the points at the top now. I mean, if we beat Man United on Saturday, we would be 6 points clear of them. And they have an extra game, so they'd only have 5 games left.
Yeah, they're dead food, man. We have to treat them like dead food as well. Just run up all over them.
Especially Maguire.
I mean, I've never seen a bunch of disjointed prima donnas before in my life. I really haven't. That team is 862 million. That's how much that team. That team is worth 862 million.
And to think Maguire cost Man United 80 million?
Yeah.
I just think the remaining games it's really down to Arteta as to what formation he's going to play and what plays he's going to put out there, because we don't want him to just be safe and keep on putting out the same players, because obviously injury and fatigue and so forth. It's been a tough season, so if he's smart and
he'll take out Lacazette
and not just rely on him, also utilize Pepe, because if Smith Rowe and Odegaard aren't on form, you can make changes there and still have options on the bench, and use them. So
I mean, the thing is, when you're not utilizing a player, you're not giving him any minutes the way he's doing with Pepe. Automatically, the minute you bring him on, everybody's like, oh, but look at Pepe, he's doing this, he's doing that. Well, if you ain't playing him, he's getting no opportunity to gain form, to gain confidence. Players are all about confidence. And this is where his mismanagement is going to let him fall down. Whatever I do, I should keep integrating Nketiah, Reece Nelson, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Guendouzi, Pepe. You know what? I don't care how you do it, but there are certain that, just start a game with them and just say, okay, when it's not going to plan, you've got your fresh legs to come on and make a difference. But you can't, you look at Pep, he drops everybody. Nobody's guaranteed. Sterling doesn't start every game. Foden doesn't start every game. Mahrez doesn't start any game. Silva doesn't start every game.
Not even De Bruyne.
Guys, no doubt, guaranteed. If Arteta had one of those guys that I've just named, he'd play them every game, every minute.
Game.
Yeah, that's.
And you think that he would have learned that from Pep?
Yeah.
And the flip side of that is these players that you're not playing, they're costing us when we're trying to sell them. So it's costing us more money when we're having to go out and buy players to replace them. So it doesn't help us as a team by ostracizing these players. It just doesn't help us. It is our future.
I mean, you can say what you like about Lukaku. The thing is, Tuchel knows he's crap, but he's going to still play him. Because you know what? He's saying, well, you know what? I better play him because in the summer, I want to get some money for his ass.
And you know, he's got to rotate because he's got, you know, like right now, all they got is FA Cup, innit?
There you go. There you go.
Kuke says these big games that are a bit more open suit us, especially when we've got Xhaka Elneny midfield partnership, as we'd struggle to break down smaller teams with that midfield combination. Yeah, it was a very open game. There's no doubt that these teams are going to play you in a more open fashion. You're not going to play Liverpool and Chelsea and Man City and them shutting up shop. It don't work like that with them teams. West Ham will probably be different because and I think that.
But don't forget, West Ham are still in Europe, bro. They got a semi-final to deal with.
That's right. That's right. It's going to be at West Ham. Yeah, it's going to be at West Ham. Sporty says Arteta is like an old West Indian man. When he's done with you, he's done. Yeah, that's true. Never a word spoken more true. Guys, anything else anyone wants to add to tonight?
Yeah,
really great win.
By the way, Man United have got to play Chelsea after they play us.
Oh, okay.
At home. So they come to us and then they go home on Thursday. They play Chelsea.
So Tottenham go away to Brentford. Then they're at home to Leicester. Then away to Liverpool. 4 days after, they're home to Arsenal. 3 days after, they're away. They're at home to Burnley, who are fighting relegation. So Spurs have got 3 games in 9 days. Yeah. No, 3 games in 8 days. Sorry, Spurs have got 3 games in 8 days. The Liverpool, Arsenal, and Burnley games, 3 games in 8 days.
And they'll lose every single one.
It's going to take their toll on them, and we're going to be well rested. We don't have any issues with that. It is a bit of a pile up for us, but it's not anything different. We've had it easy. Arsenal have had it easy this season. So that's it, guys. Listen, everybody, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we beat Chelsea 4-2. I did in a preview last night mention Chelsea's home form is that's what's done them in. Imagine your win percentage at home is less than 50%. This is Chelsea we're talking about. And we've proven the stats. We've proven the stats, really, that you can go there, have a go at them. And now Arsenal are back into play because that was your game in hand. For Arsenal, that was the one that you could essentially throw away. That was the one that has now brought you into play with everybody else. And now all we've got to do is get something at the Spurs game and then hope that Liverpool do a job at Spurs and that we do a job on Spurs as well. That could be very lucrative for us. Guys, I'm not giving up on it yet. Guys. All right, everybody, man. Listen, everybody, thanks for joining us in the stream. Guys in the chat, you've been wonderful today. Always a pleasure with you guys here. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful evening. And let's enjoy this win and let's get ready for Man United on the weekend. I'm going with Ebony. I'll be at the game with Ebony this weekend. So me and Ebony are going to just cause a ruckus in the Emirates.
Enjoy, guys.
We're winning that game.
Excellent. Nice one, guys. Peace out.